The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Set the fight to make ends meet and keeps a man up on his feet, holding down his job, trying to show he can't be bought. Ooh, it takes every kind of people to make what life's about, yeah. Every kind of people to make the world go round. Someone's looking for a lead, and it's duty to a king or to a creed. Protecting what he feels is
What
right.
is this absolute horse manure? What a terrible.
It takes every kind of people.
A terrible start to the show, guys, and I can only apologise. We need something a bit more. This is what we need. There we go. Now the vibe. Keep it up, 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 is what they shout at me when I'm having sex these days. Keep it up,
God.
keep it up, keep it up. I can only do it if there's an audience watching and applauding. 0344 499 1000 is the phone number. We're making it difficult for ourselves tonight. I just had this morning. I was sat at my computer and I was fueled by rocket fuel. There's coffee. I bought a cafetiere, and I've been making fresh coffee. You got a little bit of that between your teeth. I don't know if it's a hair or something. You got a little something there.
No, it's not hair.
Okay.
I think it's I've had some of that fancy seeded bread.
Do me a favour. If you just talk into the microphone.
I think it's the wrong way round.
No.
Or it's dead low.
No, it's low. You just put it up. Hang on.
No, I mean it's quiet.
There we go.
It's quieter than my face. Is what I'm saying.
No, it's just fine. Oh, Jesus Christ. So, I was fueled by this rocket fuel today, and also I was up last night having a row with Amazon on the phone, because they phone you at any time of the day, right? I ordered some coat hangers. Hang on a minute. So I ordered some coat hangers, and last night on the show, you would have heard this in the dying moments of the show, the dying moments of my career. I thought those coat hangers that I ordered ages ago, and I've got Amazon Prime, so they should have come last week. So I went to my Amazon list while Paul Ross was coming in and telling us what was on his show, and I noticed that the coat hangers had apparently been delivered to my safe place on Thursday of last week. What the heck? So I went home last night, and I'm there looking up my safe place, couldn't find it. So I said, right, well, we're not having this. So I emailed. I contacted the guys and the gals at Amazon, and I said, "Whoa, what's going on?" And the guy said, "Oh, well," and it said, the tracking said, "This is such a boring start to a show, but since the Arias screwed me up the ass, I'm just going to give you. You obviously want boring." That's all the people that were in that category that we won last year. So you guys want boring, you're going to get boring, right? Jeez. So you're going to get a boring opening monologue instead of a powerful monologue from a man who's nearly divorced about how sad it was having to take my kids home on Sunday evening after having them for the weekend, and how it was like a really horrible... So that you're going to get the thing about my coat hangers that didn't arrive.
Okay, so take us back to the safe place.
So I went to the safe place. Well, this is like 2:30 in the morning I'm doing, and I live in the countryside. It was dark, so I was doing it by touch. That is the right way round!
Well, why do I... Is it my headphones that are crap, then? Because I sound like I'm down a tunnel.
That's just your voice. You are down a tunnel.
I think they turned it down because it was Sarah Khan's mic.
Oh, was that a bit of a biatch?
No. It's just it got a bit heaty with her and Alistair Campbell.
It did, didn't it? Please let me tell this thing about coat hangers, because this is what the kids want to hear. This is why this show is the most listened to late night phone-in show in Great Britain, right? Because of these kind of real life stories. Anyway, only new people can call in tonight. Let's get that out there. 0344 499 1000. When I say new, I mean people that have never called before. None of this new and newish nonsense. if you've called like 3 times, you can call in. If you haven't called me for like 10 years, you can... Oh, screw you. I want people that have never called in before. And I'm in a good mood tonight. So, you're all right, OK? And if no one calls in, no one calls in. So I couldn't find the coat hangers in the safe place. So I got in, I messaged Amazon. They phoned you back immediately. And this guy said, yeah, what's the problem? I said, my thing hasn't come in, and the tracking says it was delivered to my safe place, but it wasn't. Here's the thing, I live at, let's say, I live at number 2. I can say I live at number 2. That's not giving away too much, right? But it's not number 2 in the street. There are lots of little farms. I don't live on, yes I do. There are lots of little farms on the street. And some of them, there's lots of 1s and 2s and 1s and 2s on the same street, right? So my reckoning is that there are... It's gone somewhere. So I said, the tracking has gone, but I think it's gone to the wrong place. What a boring start to the show. It's so boring.
Get to the meat, for God's sake.
There is no meat in this story. Let me tell you now. I'll tell you now, dear listener. This is a bread and butter sandwich, right? There is no meat. In fact, there's not even butter. I've had to use Tesco own brand mayonnaise instead of butter to make this sandwich. And it's not even 2 slices of white bread. It's the crust of a white loaf. It's all I've got left. And I've buttered it with Tesco own brand mayonnaise and I've folded it over. And I'm giving that's the meal I'm offering you at the start of the show. There is no meat. There is nothing of any worth in this story. I tell you now, you think the beginning, and we're approaching the middle, you think the beginning and the approach of the middle of the story is dull. You wait till you get to the, I'm going to use this term very loosely, payoff. Seriously. I'll tell you the ending now. The ending is they refunded me. There's an epilogue. The epilogue is I woke up and thought that maybe they were delivered and I've hidden them somewhere and I couldn't find them. So the ending of the story is they refunded me fully last night. And the epilogue is I woke up and thought maybe they did deliver it, so I went and looked and I couldn't find it. So, let's go back a little bit. Let's go back in time. A little recap for everybody.
Oh, God.
We were on air last night. Suddenly I remember the coat hangers I ordered last week. Paul Ross came in and told us what was on his show. Just in case you just tuned in, this is where we are.
Oh, please, no.
This is where we are, OK? For those people who have just tuned in, OK? As new callers only tonight. Brand new callers, 0344 499 1000, right? So, where were we? Right, okay, yes. So, as Paul Ross came in last night, I thought, well, those coat hangers that I ordered. Bear in mind, the ending to this story is they refunded me totally.
Why did Paul Ross make you think of hangers?
Because he looks the sort. He looks the sort. And the epilogue is I woke up and I thought that I had them delivered and I looked and I hadn't. I couldn't find them anyway. So, here is the story. So Paul Ross came in and suddenly I was reminded of coat hangers. And the coat hangers I ordered last week. And because I live at, there are lots of number 2s in my street. Not like that. I don't live in Slough anymore. Lots of number 2s. Actually, there's loads of number 2s in my street. That's nuts. How is anybody supposed to know which one is my number 2? I'm going to get a sign. A blue plaque.
Ian's number 2.
A blue plaque. Comedy legend, radio genius, bête noire of John Gaunt lives here.
You can get blue plaques.
Yeah, I know you can. I've seen them.
I've got one on our playhouse.
Oh, God, how common. What have your kids ever done? What have they done to deserve a blue plaque? What have they done to deserve a blue plaque?
Tell you what those kids have done. They've raised the gene pool's game by several levels.
That was my Tony Hancock impression. What have they ever done for you? Not bad. There's something... a pint? That's a bloody armful. That's not bad.
Was more like
that is not bad. He wouldn't say bloody, though. Right. So, recap for those who've just tuned in. Rewind.
Oh, God, no, please, no.
Rewind. So, moved in... Let's go back even further. Let's go back even further. So...
There's a tree somewhere that's been cut down and shaped into... How many? A pack of what?
Not that side of the story, my side of the story.
Okay.
So, I'm getting divorced. Let's go back in further. So, I got married, right? And we had 2 kids, and it didn't quite work out. So I got divorced. So the last 2 years, I'm going to fast forward a bit, actually, because I went back too far. The last 2 years I've been living in a room, just a room, and I kind of shut myself down. I put myself in self-imposed purgatory. I shut down. And all I was doing the radio show and going back and I'm going to be honest, knocking them out, and then coming back here. And that was all I was doing for 2 years. Finally...
I thought there was a funny smell in there.
The divorce is finally maybe by Christmas, and a little bit of cashing in all my savings, borrowing a bit of money here, getting a mortgage bigger than I can afford. I bought this farm, and I got a wardrobe as part of the house.
Came with wardrobes, fancy.
Well, no, I had to buy the wardrobes off her. I had to buy the piano, the wardrobe, the fungus-filled washing machine, the fridge. And something... dining table. 500 quid the lot. Beautiful. The house was significantly... Let me just say, add 3 noughts to the house and you're getting there. You've totally made me lose my train of thread. Right.
Oh, I have. Take us right back
So,
then.
I did buy some coat hangers and they arrived, okay? And I got those and I hung my clothes up. But I still got a few clothes that aren't hung up. The wardrobe is full, but I can use the wardrobe in my kids' room because they don't need to use it. So I ordered some more coat hangers. And I ordered them last week. And I forgot about them. And then Paul Ross came into the show last night. And I was suddenly, I don't know why, it's strange the way the brain works. I was reminded of the coat hangers. Oh, those coat hangers are... Because I've been ordering a lot of stuff online, and you kind of forget what you've been ordering, and stuff comes, and whatever. I ordered a capo on Sunday.
Oh, my God. Just tell us about the hangers.
I'm getting there. I ordered a capo on Sunday, and it came...
It's called a capo.
On Sunday. Could you sort that camera out? Because that's too close. That's too close. I tell you what. Let's do the ads. We'll come back. We'll set this up properly. We'll tell this story properly, and then we'll begin the show. 0344 4, that's too far. 03, that's it. 344 499 1000. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000. Brand new callers only, please. You must never have called us ever, is the thing. So, last week, I ordered some coat hangers. Okay? I've got some coat hangers, but they've still got plenty of clothes. Got a lot of clothes. Could probably get rid of some of them, and I might do that, actually. In fact, we found one of those clothes bins the other day. Me and the boys, you you put the clothes in for the charity. My boy said, have you got any old clothes? I said, why? We could put them in there. I said, well, sure, whatever. So anyway, I ordered some coat hangers last week. Forgot about them until last night when Paul Ross came in to talk about his show that starts at 1 o'clock on Talk Radio. And I was reminded of the coat hangers. Actually, I think I was reminded of the coat hangers a bit before he came in. Wonder if there's any way of getting... No. Can someone get the audio from last night, the end of last night's show, to... I'm asking you, dear listener. Can someone get the audio from the end of last night's show to find out exactly at what point...
I've got it here if you're really that fussed.
Have you? Oh, let's hear it.
Hang on. I'll have to...
Oh, sorry, I thought you said when you got it here, you actually had it there.
I'll have to fish it out.
Okay. I've got loads of stuff in my computer. Doesn't mean I've got it there. Just, it's just, it's not helpful.
Don't get narky about it. It's not me,
not
it's
getting
lost hangers.
Not getting narky. And I've not lost any hangers. Amazon have.
Oh.
And that's the point. Bearing in mind, the end of this story, the money gets refunded fully. The epilogue is I wake up in the morning thinking maybe I did have the coat hangers delivered. Perhaps I remembered it. I started looking around the house, couldn't find them. Oh, 0344 499 1000. So, no, go back before that.
It is going to happen. It's a great story.
Mirror as well, so you can look in the mirror and watch yourself.
This is last night's show you're listening to.
Lots of other things, but it starts with dancing.
You're listening to
Dancing, looking in the mirror at yourself. Was it then?
No, just play it.
Yes. Well, it could be horizontal also.
Have you got a partner?
Dance partner.
She said parter. She said parter. I want her phone in tonight.
Uno, I do it on my own.
Uno.
That would make a good Logan, though. Anyway.
Amanda, I'm Brixton.
Don't push it.
I can pass Brixton on the way home. Little deep.
I did go round
This is
there.
actually like sordid.
I did go round there and we did dance.
With orange squash and a mirror.
We danced the dance of love.
God. And really
The tango.
mental.
It's usually two blokes
And
dancers
also,
hanging.
like, you know,
Not where I come from, mate. I don't disapprove of it, but it's not normal.
About exercising, I was going to give you a suggestion.
Here we go. Hello there, line one.
Hello, it's James again. I got cut off. I don't know.
You're listening to last night's show.
There's no mention of hangers. I thought you lost the talk about the hangers. Never mind the actual hangers.
I'm very zen about the hangers. You're the one that's getting angry now.
Well, I don't know what it is. Anyway, I'll tell you what. I want to play something real slow, and then you can go away and learn it.
This is a good bit.
Go on.
This is the last night's show you're listening to.
This is the You Got a Friend. It goes.
As if you're going to listen to this and be able to play it.
I know it.
Oh, you know it?
Yeah. I'll bring my guitar in tomorrow and I'll play it for you.
Oh, you never.
Line two, you're on the wireless.
Oh, Kath.
Hi.
I was just wondering when you're going to do the show when you're on.
This is the best bit.
Pause it.
Right, you're an idiot.
Pause that, because that guy's a pussy, and I'll tell you why. He tweeted me, Iain, I hope you know that when I phoned in to say that I really like Kath, it was a joke, and I think you're brilliant. And man up, snowflake, man up. You're blocked on Twitter because you should have had the courage of your convictions. You've shown yourself to be the coward that I thought you were. Press play.
Idiot, and you're blocked. Line, it is actually. I think it is actually better.
No, it's not. It's just.
No, it is. It is better.
It's less fighting.
No, it is better. When you
It's
do
less
it.
talk about nuts and stuff.
I think it's better.
But
When
only
you,
a little bit.
I think it's better. When you,
No, don't be silly.
no, you're right. Actually, I don't. Line one, you're on the
Where,
wireless.
where is the coat hanger bit?
Hi.
This is,
Hello,
then this is
Mum.
just you chatting that poor woman up.
Hi, Amanda from Brixton.
Man from Brixton.
Brixton.
Well, you just played this bit. Why
Gone
did you?
back further.
Why did you go back further? What is the point?
Because I
of
knew
that?
how that was going to end, and it
What
ends
was the
in
point
you
of that?
propositioning
Go
some
to
poor,
the-
probably vulnerable woman.
Go. Why? Go forward.
Here we go. I've got it. It was back.
What kind? Wooden ones.
Here we go.
On YouTube. I can't be bothered. And that's the problem with me trying to get fit.
Here we go. I bought a yoga mat.
Yoga mat.
So I'm lying in bed going, you should get up for a run. I thought, well,
Bought a yoga mat.
I could stay in bed for another half an hour and then get up and go to work.
You're listening to last night's show.
One of the shopping channels and get yourself like a home gym.
Oh, runner. I'm going to pay someone to run for me. Well, I bought a yoga mat
Bad idea.
and...
You've got to lie on it.
Ding. Coat hangers.
Well, you lie on it first and then you do some stretches.
Well, I bought a yoga mat and because someone said, you don't need to go to yoga classes. You can do it on YouTube. But I don't think that can be safe. To do it on YouTube. I don't think that's necessary.
This is last night's show you're listening to. We're in for a ding.
Anything more strenuous than a bit of downward dogging and sun salutation.
Downward dogging. I got the joke. Filth.
Right. So I ordered some coat hangers.
Ding. Stop the clock. What time was that? How long of the show?
That was like, let me see, about 7 minutes before the end of the
So
show.
before Paul Ross came in?
Yeah.
Well, in that case, I apologise. I've libelled Paul Ross, and somehow I've got Paul Ross into this mess, and there was no need for him. He's in enough messes of his own.
It was the yoga mat.
He's been in enough messes of his own. He doesn't need to be involved in this mess.
No.
So apologies to Paul. I take that back, sir. It's only a few minutes before Paul Ross came in. So here we go. So this is the story. Bearing in mind I live in a street that's got lots of twos in. At the end of the story, I get a full refund. And the epilogue is I wake up and I think that maybe it was. I remember it being delivered. So I look around the house and I can't find it. So it probably wasn't. So about 7 minutes before the end of last night's show, we're talking about the yoga mat that I ordered. And then I remember, a yoga mat. I ordered, was there something? Oh, flipping heck. The coat hangers, they're wooden coat hangers, nice ones, classy. The kind of ones that they hang coats on in Marks and Spencer's, but they don't give you for free. Trust me, I've tried. And so when Paul Ross came in, or as the show was ending, and we don't need to go into specifics about that, I then went onto my Amazon account and I was looking to see what's going on here. Where are they? Anyway, it says ordered, delivered on Thursday. You're right.
Fine.
Delivered on Thursday. I'm thinking, what? Thursday last week? It was Monday. It was Monday yesterday. What's that? Well, that doesn't make... I know I was at the safe place on Saturday because we got the bikes out. And what is going on here? I just do not understand what is going on? This is crazy.
Oh, God, will you please make this stop?
This is absolutely crazy. The only thing that'll make it stop is a phone call, 0344 499 1000, so it's their fault.
Please.
God, this is insane. This is literally insane. This is literally surreal. So anyway, I get home at 2:30, very late, dark, no street lights. Hey, can I play you a bit of a Neil Diamond song I heard, right? Listen to the lyrics to this, right?
Is it about coat hangers?
No. Have a listen to this. It's a great song, but there's two lines that come pretty close to each other. You think, bit fruity, Neil. Here we go. Have a listen to this. No. Here we go. Two Neil Diamond songs playing at the same time. Then. It's a great song. It's called Free Life by Neil Diamond. Here we go.
Free life. Scratch on my head.
He's going to describe a particular way of singing a song. And I'd like to know your thoughts on his description of how to sing this song.
Pick me a tune.
Pick me a tune?
Mm-hmm. Oh, means tune.
He's got a very specific way of singing it, though.
Sing it like a black man.
Now,
Okay, right. I don't know what that means.
it means sing it like a black man. Like Jim Davidson.
No, I don't mean that.
But
Maybe it means, like, take it to church.
But then there's another line. He's talking about something. Talking about something very specific. This bit's nice.
Jazz flute.
Free life.
This bit's a bit boring.
You know my name.
It's Neil.
I'll leave on a light. Burn it in the window.
Now he's talking about something in the middle eight. What is it?
Talking about round, brown ladies.
He's talking about round brown ladies. While he's singing it like a black man. He's a white Jewish kid from Brooklyn in New York City. One day, this is my project, right? I'm going to put together a very convincing argument that Neil Diamond is a massive racist. Because there's plenty of evidence.
I don't think he's a massive racist. I think he really wants to be...
Oh, yeah.
As cool as the black singers.
I don't think he is a massive racist, but I reckon
He's very aware of it.
I can put together a really convincing argument that he is a massive racist, including the scene in The Jazz Singer where he blacks up, but he forgets to black up his hands and he starts clapping. They're playing in an exclusively black club, and a black man says, "Hey, that ain't no brother. That's a white boy. A white boy." Kicks up. I'm gonna do that. That's my project. I'm gonna put together a very convincing argument that Neil Diamond's a racist, and we'll do that. So.
Oh, no, please.
Let's go to Claire first, and then we'll carry on with the coat hanger story. Good evening, Claire.
Hello.
Hello, Claire. First-time caller?
Yep, first-time caller.
Yes!
I've been listening ever since the station started.
Oh, look at you. Do you not go out and breathe? Do you not walk? Do you not have a life?
Not really.
Good.
I have an autistic son who hasn't had a school place for 2 years.
No!
So I've been with him all day, every day.
Okay, so so your life is different, but you still got a life. You got a great boy.
Well, yeah, it's weird though because he started school for the first time in 2 years 2 weeks ago.
Ooh, how did that feel for you? Let's talk about him in a second. But how did that feel for you?
Weird, because now I need to do something and I don't know what else to do.
So how come he didn't have a place for 2 years?
Unfortunately, he got excluded from mainstream.
Uh-oh.
And at the age of 6.
Yes.
And then there was no schools with places.
Now, he got excluded. Was that a behavioural thing?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
He threw chairs and stuff.
He's a chair thrower?
Yeah.
And is that... Because, did you say he's ADHD? Or autistic?
But also being assessed for ADHD as well.
Okay. Now, this I don't... I might sound a bit clumsy and like a dinosaur, but I'm coming from a good place. It was his behaviour specifically linked with his autism, or was it? Could it just be put down to naughtiness? Aside, not disputing that he's got autism. That I tell you why I'm asking that. Once I had to interview the guy that won Big Brother that had Tourette's, right? Pete, right? And you could, and we said it was an online radio thing, but we said, look, it's going to be some bad language because he's got Tourette's, right? But talking to him, you could tell when it was a Tourette's swear or when it was just him being a bit lazy and swearing. And I had to say, look, Pete, if it's a swear you can't control, that's fine. But please don't just swear because you're swearing. And so that's why I'm asking that question, Claire.
Yeah, Well, he was full-time at nursery and reception, and he got 100% attendance. And then year one started where they sit down a lot more and do a lot more writing. And he didn't have one-to-one, so when he got confused and frustrated because he wasn't understanding what was happening, I think it manifested then into aggression and, well, not quite attention, but it was all to do with him an anxiety of not understanding what's going on. He
was frustrated, and that was the only way he knew to express his frustration was by chucking chairs.
The problem was once he got excluded and came back, it became a habit. He knew it was a way to get home.
Okay.
So there was a combination. There is the autistic behaviour and the frustration.
Yeah.
And then there's also knowing.
Because he's also a clever, 6-year-old, and 6-year-olds learn that whether autistic or not, that if they do something and, I don't know, it gets them closer to mum, or it gets them home to watch telly, or it gets them into their comfortable bedroom, then, oh, hang on a minute, if I do this, I get to hang out with mum all day. This is awesome. I'm going to do this more.
And he had mixed feelings because he didn't want to come home once he was sent home, and he was in tears about that. But this new school is an autism school, and he threw the chair again last week, and they dealt with it. They did call us, and he went straight back into class, and he's happy. And I think it was almost to test them.
Oh, and they beat. I don't mean they physically beat him, but they won that battle of. Maybe they do. I don't know. I don't know how you deal with autistic children.
They put him in a sensory room where they had lots of lights and calming stuff, which he wouldn't have had in mainstream.
Yeah,
and it calmed him down. He realised he wasn't in trouble, and then he just went back.
I guess it's partly understanding, the different responses that autism brings. The different things that autism brings with it, because every autistic person is different. And also, if my kids were at a school and someone was chucking chairs around, I'd be a little bit concerned, what was going on.
And my biggest fear was actually more for the other children than him. And we were never told if anyone got hurt, but we could always tell that once the kids had started telling their parents, that parent would no longer speak to us. I do get it. If it was my,
I can see, because I'm not involved, I can see both sides of the story.
Yeah.
So you had him at home for 2 years?
Yeah.
Because there wasn't a place in a school that could deal with him?
No, in an area where they're all full up.
Of course they are, man.
Because obviously trying to transfer him from once he's got mainstream rather than going in at reception. So most of the schools where they've got like 6 to 8 kids were full up.
All right.
So a brand new school opened out of area.
Yeah.
So they couldn't say they were full, so we got him in there.
How far out of area?
13 miles. So not as bad as some families have to transport their children to specialist schools, but we have to take him because there's no transport.
Oh yeah, no, we know about this when me and Kath were doing the local radio. We talked about this the other week. Penn School in Beaconsfield, I guess it is. Which was a school for very challenged pupils, with some with some very severe disabilities. They closed down. Some people had to send their kids like hundreds of miles away to residential schools. What? How is that a thing?
Well, that's why we waited 2 years, because we didn't really want, especially at the age of 6 and 7, we didn't want to do that, and we didn't feel it was right for my son. I mean, it's worked for quite a few kids, but I would have thought I might have considered it when he was a bit older.
Yeah.
But we're lucky that we hung in there.
What did you do for 2 years then? Just like watch movies and play PlayStation, I'm hoping. If you're a responsible mum.
Yeah, well, I mean, he loves Nintendo stuff. So but what we did is a lot of learning sort of based around what he likes. So maths, if we put Mario or Pokemon involved in it. But we went to a lot of work.
Paw Patrol? Was he? That's the kind of Paw Patrol age, and it's 6, 7?
Well, he's still, to be honest, he's likes like Nintendo stuff mainly, but he's very much into CBeebies still.
Paw Patrol, dances on the double. Paw Patrol.
I think you like Paw Patrol.
Well, that would be better, but I mean, it's mainly in the Night Garden that he likes.
And in Night Gardens, that's with the Winky Wack. No, the Wibbly. Sorry, that's with the Wibbly Wobbly. The Ninky Nonks.
The Pinky Ponk.
That's Teletubbies. We also had to go through that as well.
Paw Patrol. Paw Patrol is a terrible, terrible program. It's this island where it's humans. Well, it's humans, but like the local police and Air Force and ambulance and fire service is run by a boy, and it's staffed by puppies, who've each got like special machines. So if there's an emergency, they phone this boy up, who like there could be like the clumsy sailor could be drowning again. Don't know, he's in the wrong profession, and so they'll phone up the boy, and the boy will then like CB radio the dogs, and the dogs then drive vehicles and fly, and they go and rescue him. The dogs go and rescue him. And here's the thing, right? So I've watched every episode of Paw Patrol 1,000,000 times. And then one day, I was on like an aeroplane or something, or somewhere, maybe I was in Greece actually, and we were watching Paw Patrol. They had American accents. It's an American program which they dub over here. So, hey man, we gotta go over there and save the sailor. What the heck you talking about, boy? Coat hangers? So he went 2 weeks ago. What? As a mum, did you drop him off or was he collected?
We have to take him. At the moment, he's only meant to be doing 2 hours a day, but he's very good at actually rationalising how he feels. And he said that I don't want to travel a long way, so I want to stay till lunch.
Yeah.
So this is the first week he stayed right up to lunch.
First time you dropped him off and then drove back. What were you feeling in your heart?
No, well, we just hang around supermarkets at the moment.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Rather than come back, but when he does the whole day, we will.
Yeah, and how are you gonna then? And he's cool with it. He's enjoying it so far.
Yeah, I mean he runs in. He's got to wait for a certain a special friend to go in at the same time. So if they're ever away, we're going to have problems. So he won't go in without them.
So I guess the question for you is then when he does do full days, what are you going to do? Are you going to go and sleep? Are you going to go and watch movies? Are you going to have an affair? Are you going to learn a new skill?
No, I won't have an affair just in case my husband's listening.
Just in case her husband's listening. That's not
on the to-do list.
That's not ruling it out. Claire's a naughty lady, and why not? She's worked hard these last few years. She deserves a break.
Time for some me time.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. But I did buy a cinema card, so I will be sitting in the cinema.
Oh, good for you, man. Good for you. Oh, that's a nice thing to do.
And I'm trying to look for work, but I haven't got a job at the moment. But I have applied to be an elf over Christmas.
Did she just say she's applied to be an elf?
She did, yeah.
How tall are you?
5'7". I might have to.
You can't be an elf at 5'7".
Why are you saying I'm tiny?
Yeah, well,
you calls me a hobbit, Claire, and I'm 5'6".
She says she's 5'6". That's bullshine. I thought
I have elf selection process to go to next week.
I suppose if we're truly living in an equal opportunities world, they can't refuse you a job as an elf based on your height.
Yeah, I could just be tall. Yeah.
Or there could be a backlash by the elf community saying we only want elves playing elves here. That would be awesome, man. I've often wanted, and I volunteered once at like a nursery party. When my kids were in nursery, because their Father Christmas dropped out, and I volunteered, but then someone else had volunteered. I'd love to be a Father Christmas.
I told you about when my mum was Father Christmas.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Father Christmas got detained, so she had to do it instead for her nursery.
Yeah.
And my mum's a flipping idiot.
She would be a good elf.
She's tiny anyway, right? So she did the suit and everything, put the wig on, put the beard on, but then she thought, I look too girly. So she got Tipp-Ex on her eyelashes. And did her eyelashes and I was like, Mum, you could blind yourself. What are you doing? She went, I don't want them knowing it's me. And then, but on the way to the nursery, she had to drop my dad off at the station.
Was she dressed up as Father Christmas?
She was dressed up as Father Christmas. And as he went, she gave him a kiss. And then looked across at the next car, and there was a kid in the back of the car like,
I saw Daddy kissing Santa Claus.
And I have to be careful as well, because my son heard me talking about it, and so we've had to explain I am a helper.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because we all know Father Christmas is real, but he's so busy that they have to send out lots of Father Christmas helpers and elf helpers. I feel compelled to say something, and I hope no one is offended at this, but I feel I have to say it, because if I don't, then I'm not doing my job. But let's make sure you don't get held back by elf and safety.
No,
and you know that's not me. I just felt a compulsion to say that. I had to say that.
Just couldn't help you, Elf.
So I'm working on the same station as Matthew Wright, so that kind of stuff just comes out naturally.
Stuck to the chair.
And I've got to make sure that if I do get it, that I'm not one of those bad Santa type of elves or Jingle All the Way type of elves. I've got to be like, I don't know, buddy.
Yeah, don't drink. Don't drink, don't take drugs. Those are my kind of thing. Can I ask you, Claire, what coat hangers do you have?
Oh, God, really?
I've not finished the story.
I have wooden ones and I have padded ones.
Oh, yeah. I think that's a girl thing, the padded thing, because the padded ones don't do anything for me. I
just put like coats and big stuff on it.
Yeah, for me it's the wooden ones. The wooden ones are classy. I feel like I'm very decadent buying wood, because I've had like those crappy little wire coat hangers forever.
And then they start bending.
They're useless. And if you put like heavy trousers on, dense trousers, they just sag in the middle.
It's no way to live, Ian.
So wooden coat hangers. But I don't know if you heard the beginning of the show, Claire. Basically, last week I ordered some coat hangers, and about 7 minutes to 1 this morning, I realised the coat hangers hadn't arrived. So during the show, I checked online to see what had happened to them, and it said, and this is insane. This is literally insane, Claire. It said they'd been delivered last Thursday to my safe place.
I've had that happen before. There must be like loads of safe places with piles of parcels.
And also, here's the thing, Amazon. Sometimes if it comes from DPD, it goes to the safe place because Craig is my DPD delivery driver. He's a fan of the show and he understands how to read where to put things. But sometimes Amazon, the man who runs it is a multi-billionaire. He won't be when I punch him in the nose.
What?
Sometimes they deliver stuff to my next-door neighbour, who is an elderly woman. And I had to go, that's not my safe, she's not my safe place. Anyway, so I checked last night about 2:30 in the dark, Claire. They were not in my safe place. So here's the thing, and I'll tell you the end of the story now, so you don't get your hopes up. They give me a full refund, and then the epilogue is in the morning I woke up and I thought maybe they were delivered. I remember it now, and I go and look and I can't find them. But here's the thing, Claire. I get online about 2:30 and I've got a cob on. I was going to make a rude joke then about sitting in front of a computer at 2:30 with a cob on, but I'm not going to, because this is a serious issue, Claire.
Yeah, it is. I understand how annoying this is.
Really?
Yeah, well, Kath's feeling it, and I wish she wouldn't. It's all right if a bloke feels it, it's sexual harassment. If a woman feels it, it's just a bit of naughty fun. It's got quite lavatorial since you came on, Claire, and I'm going to remember.
No, I'm sorry. I have this effect.
So here's the thing, right? So I then you message, and I couldn't find the thing, so I had to Google contact Amazon. It's not clearly found on their home pages, and that's something I want to raise.
I don't want to hear this story.
It's something I want to raise with them. Actually, you're looking in your accounts, and also, so you look in your accounts. This is the thing that got me. I'm there for 20 minutes. Accounts, orders, coat hangers, right? And it says it's been delivered. So there's no button to say track package, because you track it and it says delivered Thursday. There's no button to say where's my. All you can say is I want to return it. Well, I can't return it because I've not got it. That's it. Right? It's not. It's like I want to return it. The item is not as described. It's damaged. There is no item. There's no button for this. Right? How do you get your coat hangers?
Oh God, really? Can you stop saying hangers?
Do you get them when you buy things, or do you order them?
I used to, but we just moved, and we had to have more coat hangers for some unknown reason, so we got them from a really well-known store full of furniture that's blue and yellow.
IKEA.
Yeah.
My friend's nan used to call it IKEA, and we'd laugh. But then it turns out that's how you pronounce it. IKEA. That's how you pronounce it.
It's like we've got a Dacia car, but
Yep.
I always thought it was called Dacia.
Dacia, I know.
Until I've heard the advert.
Yeah, which is great. Claire, listen, I'm going to let you go. Best of luck to your boy. I hope everything turns out well, and you enjoy your movies.
Yeah. I went to see Predator as well, and I walked out. It's the first time I've done that.
Oh,
ever.
no, it's a good move.
What a load of old crap that film was.
Even with a cinema card, I can't.
Well, the
the
cinema card means you're kind of getting it for free. We paid money.
Yeah, the annoying thing is when the staff don't put the lights off and you have to start doing the staff's job for them because you've been there so often and switch the lights off. And...
Oh, what? You go and switch the lights off yourself?
Yeah, when they leave the cleaning lights on, I know where they are because it's easier than trying to find.
Claire's
no
such a mum. I love it.
Well, I just switch it off.
Claire, nice to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed. Although I've got to be honest, I think you brought the conversation below the belt, and this is definitely an above the belt conversation. We'll carry on with the coat hanger story in a bit.
No.
We've got Stan 0344 499 1000. Brand new callers only tonight. It really is a thrilling show. This is the late night alternative with Iain Lee and coat hanger Boyle on Talk Radio.
A star-crossed soapbox for sailor boys, stable girls,
I'm on the edge.
and stripper grands.
It depends who you're with and it depends on the situation.
Late night speech radio with a difference.
Thank you.
The late night alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Kath is rocking. It's a good one, isn't it? Kath is rocking. You got tartan on as well. You can't see the tartan, but Kath is rocking. Kath often to me looks like Bruce Lee. She really does. When you do your side parting, and not so much you've dyed your hair, and that you wear your Bruce Lee sunglasses, you look like him. And then I glimpsed over, and it was like I was on the Generation Game. It was like Isla St. Clair was in. So I've just posted at Iain Lee a picture. One is a picture of Isla St. Clair. One is a picture of Catherine Boyle. I'm not saying which one is which. I might tell you later on in the show. We'll get to the coat hanger story in a bit. Just to remind you, it ends with me getting a full refund. The epilogue is I wake up and think, oh, maybe it was delivered, and I search the house and I don't find it. OK, we're almost there. Good evening, Stan.
Good morning, Ian. How's it going?
Very, very well, Stan. Are you a first-time caller?
I am indeed.
OK. Well, and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from southwest London, but I'm from the Midlands.
That's not a real accent.
Why'd you say that?
Because it's very, very nasal. That doesn't sound like a real.
Well, I've got what do you call it? Allergies. I do. You know, it's all the green around here. I mean, and when I say green, I don't mean the wacky backy.
You don't mean the weed. You mean the greenery.
I mean the grass.
All right, Stan. Well, listen, you're putting a lot of effort into this accent. I'm happy to ride it. I'm going to ride your accent.
Yeah, ride the accent, mate. All you want.
Thank you, buddy. What you got for us, Stanley?
Well, basically, it's a question, and I've got actually 3 questions.
Okay.
Because I think I can decide whether somebody's a good or bad person based on the answer to these questions.
Okay, fine. Well, do you want to ask Kath?
Whoever wants to answer. In fact, if I get you both to answer in one go.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
First of all, glass chopping boards. Right or wrong?
Glass chopping boards?
Yeah.
I've got one, but I don't like it. It's not my favourite.
Glass? No,
Yeah.
Wrong. So Kath is saying...
reaction.
Kath is saying right, I'm saying wrong.
Definitely wrong.
Yeah, definitely wrong, Kath. 1-0 to me.
Well, they say it's better for, like, slicing meat on, but I don't like it.
No, it's not. Wood is.
No.
Wood.
It seeps in,
I was sold this lemon. They told me.
Steady, what's your language? I know you've been through a very severe industrial accident, but just watch your language. I know we're losing a finger. But I want my meat on my wood.
No.
Yeah,
I want to have my meat on my wood.
Can't trust them, mate. They'll also blunt your knives.
Yeah. Okay. Well, question number 2 then, Stan. This is great. I'm really enjoying your thoughts tonight.
Question number 2: pineapple on a pizza. Yes or no?
Oh, Catherine,
I love it.
You are a sexual deviant. It's the worst thing in the world.
It's 1-1. It's 1-1. I side with Kath on that one.
Ooh, fair play. I like that Stan is the...
Pineapple on a pizza is for the adventurous people who want to embrace life.
No, I tell you, it's for people whose sex lives have shriveled up and they can't be bothered to experiment in the bedroom anymore, so they experiment with their crappy dominoes.
I think people who don't have pineapples are Brexit voters.
Yeah.
Okay, right, fair enough.
And the third question, wait a minute, I need to think about this. All right, yeah, got it.
Okay.
Underground or tube, what do you say?
Tube.
Do you call it
That's a good hang on a minute, that's a good question.
It is a good question,
That's a really, really good question. I could spend the next 2 hours if I didn't have to finish this coat hanger story.
Oh, God, really?
We'll carry the coat hanger story over till after 11.
Which tube station would you put your coat hanger on?
Cockfosters. I would say Underground.
I would say Underground as well, 2-1 to Ian.
Okay, great.
Ian's won it.
So you win, Ian. I'll give you his phone number.
What?
You're taking him, aren't you?
What?
He's your favourite.
Well, I don't want his phone number.
Well, you have to marry him now.
I'm married already.
Well, not to a bloke.
These things don't last.
Can you do that? If you're married to a woman, can you get married to a bloke simultaneously?
Yeah.
Is that legal? Has Theresa May in a hostile environment passed that?
Yeah, it's about as real as your accent.
Sorry, to go with my accent, past that.
Well, Stan, I've really enjoyed your phone call this evening. I hope we get to speak again some sunny day.
Yeah, I'm sure we will.
Thanks, man.
Take care, mate.
Bye-bye. Well, that was a call, wasn't it? I enjoyed that. What did he call it, Theresa May in a hostile environment? It's a great name for a band, by the way, guys. Great name for a band. Didn't get to ask him about coat hangers. No. So, at 7... Let me take you back in time. Let me take you on a journey. Last night...
No, please. 0344 499 1000. Make it stop.
Let me take you on a little journey into the unknown.
I'm getting deja vu.
Into a world where almost anything is possible. Where post could be said to have been delivered to a safe place, but isn't actually there. Or was it? Maybe I did pick it up.
It wasn't there. It wasn't there. They didn't deliver it.
Okay. So, last night, about 7 minutes, just for those of you who just tuned in, we've been discussing coat hangers tonight.
You have. We haven't.
I'm going to recap a little story that we've been telling. And bearing in mind the ending to the story is very, very disappointing. In terms of the story, for me, it was satisfying. It was a satisfaction guarantee. I get a refund. The epilogue is I wake up and I seem to remember it actually being delivered and look around the house and can't find it. So, bought some coat hangers. I'm going through a divorce, so I bought some coat hangers. It's what you do, guys. Trust me. They don't tell you about that at Divorce Academy. That's not a bad name for a film. The Divorce Academy. Where you go to, learn how to be divorced. Because no one tells you. Let me tell you. Oh, yeah, sure. When you get married, you'll go to church and marriage lessons. You have to have marriage lessons at church. Right? So, also, you've got movies like Father of the Bride and...
Wedding Singer.
The Wedding Singer and Let the Wind Blow that tell you how to be married. But there's nothing to tell you how to be divorced. What's that all about then? Well, maybe come to Iain Lee's Divorce Club. Tuesday, we meet Tuesdays at 8 at the Youth Centre. It's £2.50 subs. And that does get you a free glass of lemonade. Tizer and Iron Brew. So, bought the coat hangers.
Oh, God, no.
Last night at 7 minutes to 1, I'm thinking, what the heck? What the heck? I reckon I could do a good... I reckon I could do all the Marx Brothers if push came to shove. Anything further? Surely it's anything further. Oh, man. No, I don't think I could do the Marx. Hey, what's the matter with you?
I can do the one that goes...
Okay, and his name is? Zeppo is the fourth one. Zeppo's the unfunny one.
Is...
Harpo.
Harpo.
That makes more sense. Harpo Marx. They were actual brothers. That's the weird thing. They were actual brothers. You don't think they're funny?
I haven't really had many dealings with them.
Let's watch a Marx Brothers film, because I didn't...
I found him creepy, Groucho.
Yeah, he's meant to be. I think... My favourites are the scenes with Chico and Harpo together. They're funny, man. They do some funny routines. They do some funny routines. What they used to do, this is how great they were. For some of their biggest films, like Night at the Opera and Day at the Races and stuff, they would tour it as a stage show. Right? So they write it, then tour it as a stage show, and they would have someone in the wings with a stopwatch, right, timing the laughter. So they do a gag. It's a brilliant gag where they're copying each other in a door frame. And they would time the laughter. That got 37 seconds. So when they filmed it, they would hold it for 37 seconds. So the laughter in the cinema would fit and they wouldn't lose any lines. That's why there's massive silent gaps in their films. It's for the laughter that they've scientifically calculated. We'll continue we'll do the coat hack. We'll start the whole thing again because that was a very poor start to the show. This is Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Fight to make ends meet and keeps a man up on his feet, holding down his job, trying to show he can't be bought. Ooh, it takes every kind of people to make what life's about, yeah. Every kind of people.
What is this horse manure? I don't know how that got on there. Evening, dear listener. This is the Late Night Alternative, weeknights from 10 on Talk Radio. My name is Iain Lee. Catherine Boyle will be here with us soon. Brand new callers only tonight. It means whenever we do these shows, we get less calls, but the calls we get are great. If you're a regular caller, thank you. Your service is appreciated. Sit back and enjoy listening to the show tonight is my suggestion. And we're not doing a newish callers. It's brand new callers, please. You've never called in one of my radio shows, then tonight is the night. And lots of people on Twitter going, I'd like to have a go, but I don't think I've got a story. Just phone in and say hello. You don't have to have a story. You don't have to. I mean, both those last calls and the last hour had pretty amazing things to share. You don't have to have that. You don't have to have a little piece. Just phone up and say hello. We'll have a chat. We'll see how life is going for you, how you're getting on. And we'll carry on. Now, some of you will have just tuned in. We kind of get a spike at 11 o'clock, so I'm just going to do a little recap for those who missed the first hour. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. So I'm going through a divorce, and I've been living in like a room for 2 years, and just in the last couple of months, I've bought this farmhouse. And so I'm living there. And I've got all my clothes and all my records and CD, all this stuff for the first time I've got around me. So many clothes, and a lot of them, I think I'll chuck some of them away. So with my boys the other day, and we saw a clothes bank, and they said, have you got any old clothes? I said, yeah. I said, we could chuck them away in there, whatever. So I ordered some coat hangers, and they came, and they were great. Wooden coat hangers, classy ones, nice ones. The metal ones sag, I think, in the middle. So I got these nice wooden coat hangers, but it's taken up most of the wardrobe, but I can use the wardrobe in my boys' room because they won't really have many clothes in there. And I've still got a lot of clothes to hang up, including my jungle outfit. I got given the jungle outfit. No one else did. I got it. So anyway, last night's show, right, doing last night's show, it was a fun show. Some heavy stuff with Jerry and stuff, but by the way, some great developments in Jerry. Some great developments with Jerry. He's got a solicitor now. So, but last night's show was a fun show. But then suddenly, at 7 minutes to 1, we're talking about a yoga mat that I'd ordered, and that came. And then I'm thinking, I ordered some other things as well. Did I order some coat hangers? I've been ordering a lot of stuff, and I've been getting confused about what's come and what hasn't come. And did I order some coat hangers? So about 7 minutes to 1, very unprofessional, on air, I went to my Amazon account, and I looked and said, yeah, coat hangers. And then there's the weird thing. This is so surreal. It said they delivered on Thursday. And so Kath has just joined me. Evening, Kath. Welcome back. Welcome back. Sit down.
Can I turn the heating up a bit?
Turn it up 1.
Freezing.
You turned it up 2.
I didn't move.
Okay, turn it up 1. Sit down. Sit down. I'm going to do a little recap because you probably missed what I was talking about when you were out.
I'll probably catch up.
Okay. Well, you're probably out, so I'm going to recap. Well, you're definitely out.
Yeah.
So I'm going to recap.
I'm not interested, though.
As you know, I'm going through a divorce.
Right.
Okay, and it's tough time. I've been living in a room. I've been renting a room for 2 years in kind of this self-imposed, situationally imposed scenario. About 6 to 8 weeks ago, 2 months ago, finally got this farmhouse, which you've been to see.
I have, yeah.
And you like it.
Yeah, I do.
It's a nice farmhouse. A working farm. 1,499 cows. Cattle cows.
I made sure I shut the gate. Country code.
Country code. Got to watch the country code.
I don't make any excessive noise.
You do blow off a lot. And
That was the cows.
That startles the animals. You've totally made me lose my train of thought. So anyway, last night, I've got wooden coat hangers. The metal ones tend to sag, and I bought some and they were great. But it's kind of filled the wardrobe. Doesn't matter. I can probably put the rest of the clothes in my boy's wardrobe. He won't have too many clothes in there, and I've got still loads of clothes to hang up, including my jungle outfit. No one else got theirs. I got mine because the wardrobe lady liked me, as did the nation. So I was doing the show last night, and about 7 minutes to 1. I don't know if you remember this, Catherine.
Yes.
Were you possessed then? What was that? I don't know what happened then.
That was a sneeze and a yep.
Okay. Well, I don't.
That was the most fun thing that's happened out of this story. Anyway, carry on. I'm interested.
Unbelievable. Just to let you know, and I will flag up the ending to this story now, in case people are getting their hopes up, it's going to be like a humdinger. It ain't.
There's no punch.
The end of this story sucks. The end is I get the money back during the phone call that I'm about to make. The epilogue is I wake up thinking, well, maybe I seem to remember it being delivered. So I hunt the house and I can't find it. So I do actually
Did you look in your safe place?
I spend a significant amount of time genuinely today thinking, I think I've got early onset Alzheimer's. That's not even me making a joke about it, because I remembered the package coming.
Yeah. Did you remember telling this story about 5 times already?
I've not finished it yet, Catherine. I've not finished it yet. So yes, I remember it, but I've not finished it. The thing is, I tell this story and people will be at home going, yep.
They've had the same with hangers.
I'm like bearing witness, brother. So but anyway, 7 minutes to 1. I look online, and this blew my mind. And I'm doing the show. You probably, if you can get hold of a very rare recording of last night's show.
I've got it here if you want it.
I do actually. Have you?
I mean, we could just carry on where we were left off.
Okay, go on then, because you'll hear my mind being blown as I look online and go, "What the?"
And then I'm just thinking, the coat hangers haven't come. So I'm just looking it up.
This is last night's show you're listening to.
Coat hangers were delivered Thursday. What?
That's my mind. Stop it. That's my mind being blown. That is the sound of my mind being blown. It was like taking acid. It was like it was like a Salvador Dali painting come to life in my mind.
Was it an erotic spasm?
No. If anything, it was a shrivelling. By the way, great name for a film, The Shrivelling.
That reminds me, did you hear what Stormy Daniels said about his
dick was like Mario's mushroom.
Yeah, mushroom mate.
I bet he's got a tiny penis.
And she said he had yeti pubes.
I don't know what that means.
Shaggy, I reckon.
Hey, I had a great day with Luke Haynes, the afternoon with Luke Haynes.
Why did yeti pubes make you think of...
You're going to find out, right? I told you half of a thing about... So Luke Haynes has been on the show, and I love Luke Haynes, and there's this brilliant radio station called Boogaloo Radio, right? Because in North London, there's this bar called the Boogaloo, right? It's quite a famous bar. The Libertines met there, apparently. A lot of very trendy people go there. But they've set up their own radio station, and Luke Haynes does a show there Tuesdays, 2 till 4, and they play their own music, and it's primarily run by this young woman called Jen, who's just got this passion, and you can download an app, you can listen online. So Luke does a show, Alan McGee does a show, Bernard Butler does a show, Run DMC were in there, and it's in, like, the old bin shed at the back of this pub. It's incredible. And and we're going to get Jen is going to come on at some point and talk about it. She's like, "Am I allowed to come onto your radio station and plug mine?" I said, "Yeah, of course you are, because it's great. It's run with passion. It's got really artistic, creative people doing it, and they're doing it because they love it, right?" And I love Luke Haynes, and he hated every track that I chose, and a little bit. It was fun. Anyway, we went out for coffee afterwards, and because he said afterwards, "Do you want to go for a coffee?" And my normal reaction is to go, "Nah, I'm all right," because I get nervous around people, and all I was going to do was sit in my car for an hour and a half before I went off to a meeting, right? But I made myself go, "I'd really like to, yes, thank you," and I was uncomfortable, but we had a really nice, about an hour together, right? And Luke listens to this show. And he loves the show, and I know that because he often tweets us, his partner often tweets us about the show. But here's the thing I didn't know. Oh, he loves George Galloway's show, right?
I mean, who doesn't?
He says, I disagree with everything he says, but I love the theatre of it. Yeah. And which is true, which is great. But his other favourite show, actually I think he prefers out of all of it, is Howard Hughes's Nut Job show on a Sunday.
You'll explain.
Yeah, right. And I said, oh, did you hear the episode with the Sasquatch hunter from Manchester who was like abused by a Yeti as a child and she's hunting Sasquatch? And he went, yes, I think he's working on an album with Peter Buck. And he's written a song. It's not about her, but the title is about her, called The Last of the Sasquatch Hunters or something like. So he's written a song inspired by her. Because apparently him and his partner are always going, you don't hear about Yetis anymore. In the 70s, Yetis were massive. Bigfoot was big.
The abominable snowman.
Yeah, Bigfoot was big is the joke that you trampled over there. That's kind of cool with that. Bigfoot was big. In the 70s, Bigfoot was big.
What do you mean, though? Tall?
Now you're just being obtuse. But so this was like their running kind of gag, and then they're listening to Howard Hughes, and it's the Sasquatch woman from Manchester who thinks there are a load of tunnels underneath the Pennines that the Sasquatch run through to escape. Anyway, Luke's written a song about her, and I said, "You've only written a song about her, not a concept album. You're letting the side down, buddy." On that bombshell, here are the ads.
Closing time conversation for tax inspectors, taxi drivers, and taxidermists. Great big talk for the wee small hours.
You've been trolling me big time, mate.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Divorce is tough, and what they don't tell you is you're going to need some coat hangers to hang your not just. And here's the funny thing, right? How many coats have you got hanging on a coat hanger? None. But you've got shirts and blouses, skirts and pants, maybe some ties, maybe some suits. Not one coat hanger. Why aren't they called pant hangers or tie hangers or shirt hangers or jacket hangers?
Just hangers.
Or suit hangers.
Can we stop saying hangers?
They're called coat hangers. How come coats go on coat hooks? You got coat hooks and coat hangers? What? Did I miss a meeting? I'd be a brilliant American Jewish comedian. I'd be what? Did I miss a meeting? What the heck? You got coat hangers. You got coat hooks. When did coats get all the market space? Did I miss a meeting?
Excellent.
I'd be brilliant. I'd be such a good American, New York Jewish comedian.
Why is the little toilet downstairs called the cloak? Downstairs.
What's that? Why is the small restroom? You know the restroom when you go in the house and there's a door on the right? That restroom? Why is it called a cloakroom? Who the hell uses cloak? I've got a great gag, topical as well. I can make this work. God, I can make this work. Who the hell wears cloaks these days? What is this, David Crosby's house?
David Crosby from the Byrds. He wears cloaks in the Byrds.
Does he still? Or doesn't now?
No. But when he's in the Byrds, he wears cloaks.
You want to bring it up to date?
Who the hell's house is this? Sabrina the Teenage Witch?
Bit more. I've got it for you.
Go on, man.
Who the hell's house is this? Harry Potter? I mean, maybe not that, but something like that.
New callers only tonight, please. 0344 499 1000. And I think when the wheels come off this gravy train, I'm going to become a New York Jewish comedian.
Did I miss a meeting? What the heck is this coke?
I'm just going to riff now. I've not got anywhere to go with this. I'm just going to riff. New callers only, by the way. I'm going to riff.
What the heck? Coca-Cola? are gonna make cannabis drinks? Did I miss a meeting? What the heck? I'm riffing. I literally have not planned this. This is just coming out. What the heck? Coca-Cola are gonna release drinks with cannabis in? Did I miss a meeting? The thing is, you drink it, you get so jacked up on the sugar and caffeine, then you come straight back down on the weed. That is a good gag. That is actually a good gag.
Well...
You get so jacked up on the sugar and caffeine, then you come straight back down on the cannabinoids.
Cannabinoids?
That's a word.
I know. Cannabinoids, innit?
I can't say it because I'm stoned. Did I miss a meeting?
Oh, my God.
Yes, Thomas?
I ordered it once on hangers. It never ended well for me.
What was that?
Coat hangers.
Okay, he's reminded me. I'm talking about coat hangers. Thank you. So, here's the story so far, guys. So, at 7 minutes to 1 last night, thinking, coat hangers. Okay, basically what happened is they phoned me up. I said, where are the thing? The guy said, bearing in mind they give me a full refund, the guy says, we're sorry, we're going to launch an investigation into this. Right.
For how many coat hangers?
20, £13.79. We're going to launch an investigation. It would take up to 20. It could take 24 hours. I said, no. You're going to give me the money. But I said, what the heck is the investigation going to say, boy? Well, because he goes, that was it, because it's third-party seller. And I said, well, excuse me, I'm good friends with Jonathan Vernon Smith, and I was good friends with Matt Allwright until I upset him, and he had a paddy, and now he doesn't talk to me anymore. But in that time... I learned a lot about my consumer rights. My contract, I ordered it through you guys. My contract is with you. Yeah. It's not with a third party. I said, well, we're going to... It was a foreign bloke in a foreign country. And I can't wait for Brexit. I can't wait, because I don't want to have to deal with these jack-offs. These jerk-offs. I won't have to deal with these foreigners in foreign countries. Amazon is a British company, for God's sakes. Let me speak to British people. If they have to be in a foreign country, let them be British people in a foreign country. British people go abroad. Let me speak to John Apples in India. Let me speak to Susan Turtle in Bombay. Let me speak to British people. Right? Let me speak to Brits. The Brits abroad. The great British abroad. Let me speak to these guys. Okay?
What is this? I phone up Amazon? A British... Did I miss a meeting? And I'm speaking to Abdul in Rajampalawa? Did I miss a meeting?
Not politically correct. Didn't say he was politically correct, this guy, did I? Didn't say that. He says what we're all thinking. But we're not allowed to say it.
You want to speak to John Apples?
I want to speak to good old British John Apples.
Anyway.
He says he can't give me a refund. I say, yes, you can. He says, no, I can't. I say, yes, you can. I said, I'll stop you there.
Yes,
this is like now at 20 to 3 in the morning. I said, can I speak to your supervisor? Yeah, sure. Yeah, supervisor comes on and says, really sorry, sir, we'll give you a refund. I said, great, thanks. Hang the phone up. Get rid of my cob on. I'm still in front of the computer. I might as well make use of before I switch it off. Go to bed. And then you've heard the epilogue. So that's the story. That's the story. Plain and simple story of everyday folk. It could happen to you. It could happen to... What's that song? It could happen to you. It could happen to me. It could happen to everyone eventually.
Have you put a plaster over your webcam peeper?
I don't have a webcam peeper. I have a webcam.
Yeah.
No, I've not put a plaster over it yet. I've not broken it yet.
I haven't used it enough. It's a new computer.
I don't know. I'm just getting vibes that you should put some kind of blockage over your webcam the way you're carrying on.
This is a song. Listen to this. What are you talking about? I want the Russians to hack. I want their sex tape of me to be leaked. I want a self.
They're going to get compromat on you.
Here we go. Do you know this song? You know it. It's a great song. Bam, 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 bam. You know this?
No.
Cheat until you're blind. You can cut your heart
This is a great song.
You can feed the soul apart.
John Anderson on vocals, Trevor Horn on the rest.
To you, it could happen to me. It could happen to everyone eventually.
Yeah. You don't know this song?
No, I don't.
You got terrible.
I'm not really massively familiar with the works of Yes.
This is 80s, Yes.
To say, it could happen today. As it happens, it's coming into a life.
Surprised you don't know. Here we go, listen to it. Listen to this. Here we go, listen to this. Here we go. Look down. Look out. Look around. So look out. Look out. There's a crazy world outside. We're not about to lose our mind. It could happen to you. It could happen to me. It could happen to everyone eventually. As you happen to say. Wait, here we go. It could happen today. Here we go. As it happens, it happens to people. As you happen to see. Yeah? It will happen. Here we go, you ready? Nothing happens to know where you're going. You don't know that song?
No. Ironically.
Do you know this song then? Here we go.
No, I don't. I mean, play me any Yes and I won't know it.
Oh, it's a challenge. I don't know if I know this one, actually. Don't think I know that one. Let me look up that album. Yes, 90125. It's a great album. Oh! No. I knew you'd know one. You know this song. You know this song. You know this song.
Yes. Stop it. This is like watching a less talented Jean-Michel Jarre playing the old air harp. Inches away from my face.
Are you ready? Owner of a lonely heart. Owner of a lonely heart.
What?
Owner of a lonely heart. Owner of a stinky fart. So I proved you wrong. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, yes. So you say you don't know a song, and then I'll give you a song.
Speaking of songs, did you hear about the haunting child's voice that was plaguing a family, sending them doolally, and then they realised what it was?
No, go on. What was this?
All right, let me tell you this story. Have you got any spooky music? Do you want it?
Got some very, very spooky music. Hang on a second. Let's get some very spooky. Very, very spooky music. This music's going to make you cack your pants. You're going to cack your pants when you hear this music.
It's so annoying.
See the story.
I can't give it to you in this. When you're doing this attitude thing.
Well, it's an instrumental version, though. You won't crash the vocals. Crash the vocals, what's it?
The eerie voice of a child singing "It's Raining, It's Pouring" was tormenting a family for months.
Right, I get some music. Hang on. Well, okay, I think this is spooky. It's called the Halloween Scar.
Yes.
Okay, go.
Alice Connington, 34, who lives in Ipswich with her 2 young children, was left haunted by the sinister tune and unable to sleep. She told the Ipswich Star, "It was waking me up in the night. It was absolutely terrifying. I heard it all times of the night. 1 a.m, 2 a.m, 4 a.m.
What about 3 a.m?
Sometimes 3 a.m.
Wow.
It was sporadic. Sometimes it would play once, other times it was over and over. I've got a recording of it. Do you want to hear it?
Yes, mate. Of course, flipping.
Right, turn that down then.
Love the fact that Kath's computer is not important enough to be plugged into
Don't
the thing,
matter.
so you can hear it out of her tinny little apples.
That was going off in the middle of the night, right?
Flipping heck, man.
The 34-year-old decided enough was enough and reported the ghoulish-sounding nursery rhyme to the council.
No? Couldn't hear anything.
Investigators tracked down the unnerving sound to a nearby industrial estate only a few hundred yards from her home. The spooky sound was meant to be a deterrent to stop opportunistic thieves and was set off by spiders crawling over the motion sensors.
Hang on a minute, who would have that as a burglar deterrent?
Well, maybe it's more like to frighten you off. If you think you're going to get, I don't know, entered by a succubus.
Incubus?
Yeah.
That's really,
Isn't that weird, though?
Yeah.
Spokesman for the council said, "This is unique in our experience. It was difficult to believe a nursery rhyme would be playing in the middle of the night, but we do take all complaints extremely seriously and asked the residents who contacted us to let us know when it was actually playing so we could investigate properly. We appreciate the people living nearby would find it quite spooky."
Well, I don't know.
What a weird thing.
What a bunch of idiots the world is made up of. 0344 499 1000. Brand new callers tonight. We've had 2. It'd be good if we could double that. But I'm not expecting it. These are always harder shows for us. We've always got to work a little bit harder. Maybe we'll throw out some kind of typical phone-in questions. But if you've never phoned in, tonight is the night. You won't be crashing any of the regulars, little set pieces, little monologues. None of that is going on tonight. This is your chance. If you don't want to phone in, that's absolutely fine. Me and Kath will just sit here and talk absolute nonsense. The phone number's free for most of you, pennies at the most. But you'll speak to James. He will take your name and number and give you a call straight back. 0344 499 1000. When we come back, got a really interesting story about coat hangers.
Experience the unconventional, the unpredictable, and the completely unorthodox.
Exactly.
With rule-free Iain Lee. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
I've got no internet for the last 4 days.
On Talk Radio.
Got some bad news, guys. Some very, very bad news. This is going to upset a lot of you guys, because a lot of you have got absolutely no taste in music, and you're idiots. I laughed when I read this. A BBC Christmas tribute to ABBA, which would showcase their first new song in 36 years, is in chaos. Because the band says the track is not ready yet. For Christmas? Mate, you got 3 flipping months. I tell you what, Benny, pull your finger out of Bjorn, pull your finger out of Benny, get in that studio and start mixing. Add those sleigh bells and mix it. Christmas number 1.
Mm-hmm.
The show, provisionally and lazily entitled, if you were doing a tribute to ABBA and their music, what would you call the show if you were a boring, lazy BBC jerk-off?
Thank you for the music.
There we go.
God, really?
I would call it Does Your Mother Know?
This one. Does your mother know this one?
I would call it the last time you walked away. The first time I got on the train. What was it?
Day before you came.
That was it. I would call it You Came. Who sang that? You came, you made
changed
the
way I
better mess.
feel. Kim Wilde.
Here we go.
It's a tune, that.
That's a great tune, that. That is a great tune.
That's when she did the comeback, isn't it?
Yeah.
In the 90s,
Yeah,
Chris
yeah,
Evans fancied her.
Everyone fancied her. Everyone always
Chris
fancied
Evans,
her.
fancied her verbally, all over her. Don't forget your toothbrush.
Well, he's coming to work here now, so that's great news, and we can't say anything bad about him.
I'm not saying anything bad. I mean, there's nothing wrong with fancying Kim.
The show, provisionally and lazily titled Hinky Fan of Music, was set to be one of the BBC's seasonal highlights. Not in my house, it wouldn't. However, the biggest draw for excited fans was having the chance to see avatars of the group, nicknamed... OK, if you're a lazy idiot and you had avatars of ABBA, what would you call them?
Avatars.
What?
Avatars.
Yeah, you said avatars.
I was just working.
You just used the same word. You just
Yeah.
call them I'll just call them avatars.
I mean, how lazy were we being? I was being super lazy.
Performing the new song called I Still Have Faith... I still have faith in you.
OK, BBC, don't kid yourself. No one's listening for the new material.
But now the project is in turmoil. The song, along with a second called Does Your Daughter Know You're Out?
No, it's not.
No, it should have done. And it's him with an older woman, and this time he's like, OK, I can... It's the girl from Does Your Mother Know You're Out, who's like 14 in the song, is she? 15, the age is mentioned, I think. But this time, she's 55, and he's like, do you know what? I've not been able to stop thinking about that night, and I'm only thinking, you can't arrest me for thinking. Can't arrest me for thinking. The thought police can't get me yet. And a lot of my peers were into that, but now you're 55, let's do it. Also, she'll know tricks now.
Oh, flipping heck.
The song, along with a second called Don't Shut Me Down. Don't shut me down, don't shut me down. Oh, please, 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 don't shut me down. When I came into town, you wanted to shut me down, but don't shut me down. Oh, no, don't shut me down. I said, whoa, no, don't shut me down with avatars. Is not yet ready for broadcast. They will now not be heard until 2019. Band member Björn Ulvaeus admitted yesterday it was planned for the end of the year. But I think we are talking about the beginning of next year now. I'm very proud of both songs. One is like a pop song from the 70s. The other is less shit.
My God.
Last night the BBC confirmed the ABBA TV special will be broadcast in 2019.
Oh. We'll all have to hang on. Has anyone seen that new Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again, whatever it's called?
Yeah.
That's what it's called, isn't it?
Yeah, a load of idiots have seen it. Idiots and people with no taste.
Why would you go and watch that after seeing Mamma Mia?
Here we go. This is the story of the day, and I don't know why this is not a big story. This is a huge story. Former Grange Hill stars have blasted BBC bosses for snubbing the children's show 40th anniversary celebrationes.
Oh, really?
They accused the Beeb of disowning the series, which ran for 30 years, after... Let's get some... let's get the theme music. Let's get the... We're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to do it properly with the music. Right. Former Grange Hill stars have blasted BBC bosses for snubbing the children's show's 40th anniversary celebrations. They accused the Beeb of disowning the series, which ran for 30 years, after they were left organising and funding their own fans event and black tie party. The BBC aren't putting any of our licence fee into the Grange Hill Stars party. That's outrageous! It's not what I pay my licence fee for. I pay my licence fee for people that haven't been on television for 10 years to have a big party. Not for the television programmes. It's for the parties. Paula Ann Bland, 50, who played pupil Claire Scott,
Stop rubbing your thighs.
It's a very... her and Catwoman. I can't understand. What was the Grange Hill theme was used for another TV show, or another TV show, because it was like stock music. It was library music, library footage, library music. And it was used for another TV show.
Was it?
We can Google it in a second. Let's try and work it out. I think it was Grandstand before the Grandstand music.
No.
Google.
All right.
I think it was Grandstand before the Grandstand music.
Grange Hill music.
Yes. Yeah, don't type it like a sentence. Just type it missing out loads of words. What else used for? 0344 499 1000, by the way. I'm enjoying this tonight.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. It was Give Us a Clue. It was Give Us a Clue. The theme tune to Grange Hill was also the theme tune to Give Us a Clue.
Yeah.
Isn't that nuts?
It is. Do you remember? We used to have Give Us a Clue seemed to be on all the time when I was a kid.
The theme tune I remember for Give Us a Clue, though, was Give Us a Clue.
We're asking you.
Give us a clue. Give us. I'm
You're singing Blankety Blank.
Yeah, but those were the. that was it, wasn't it? Give us a clue. Give us a clue. Give us a clue. Give us a clue. Theme. Here we go. This is from a VHS copy I brought with me.
No conversation, just demonstration is what you do. Give us a clue. Be acrobatic or just dramatic, whichever's you. Give us a clue. If you're specific, you'll be terrific. We're watching you. Give us a clue. Give us a clue. Give us a clue.
Let's see who's on it. Because what we're going to do...
Lionel Blair.
No, but... There were some amazing people in the opening titles there. Spike Milligan.
Was it?
Spike Milligan and Dave Lee Travis. Give us a clue if Dave's in the building. I want to hide. Based on a true story. So let's see who's on this episode. That's it. Oh, with Michael Parkinson. With Lisa Goddard.
Of course.
Miserable man.
And on my team today I have Mary Parkinson,
That's his wife. That's cheating.
Marty Kane,
Oh.
and Keith Ferret.
Keith Ferret. Who's she? I recognise her. Keith Ferret. Who is Keith Ferret? Do you recognise her?
She's called Keith Ferret.
Keith Ferret. Let's just... We've turned into the Bob Mill Show.
Keith Ferret.
Keith Ferret, yeah. OK.
Give us a clue.
And on my team today, I have Leslie Crowther.
Leslie Crowther! Come on down!
Bob Morris. And Tim Wright.
My money's on the first team.
Leslie Crowther's got a glass of scotch. What a show! He's got a glass of scotch. Oh, good old Leslie Crowther. But look at the opening titles, right? The people in this, we've got to try and name them, OK? Right.
No conversation.
So there's Kenny Everett.
Is that Faith Brown?
Maureen Lipman, Martin Jarvis. Don't know who that is. Mike Reed. Who's that?
Is that not Eartha Kitt?
That was Eartha Kitt! Flipping Eartha Kitt! Bob Holness, Linda Lusardi, Gillian Tailforth, don't know who that is, Bernie Winters, the woman from Freshfields, Bonnie Langford, Spike Milligan,
Bella
Emberg. Wow. Man, I'd watch that. 0344 499 1000. Brand new callers only, and we're shooting ourselves in the foot, but what a delicious bullet it is to take, because I'm having fun. This is the Late Night Alternative, weeknights from 10 with Iain Lee and Catherine Boyle on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with that man, Iain Lee. There's no strangers here, just friends you haven't stalked on Facebook yet.
Have never sent my picture to anyone who didn't request it.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Yes.
0344 499 1000. New callers only tonight, please. CJ says, you're not paid to have fun, you're paid to find out who murdered Princess Diana and why. And he makes an excellent point. But just tonight, please, CJ, please let us have a break from that Princess Diana investigation, because we Catherine and I, when we investigate that, and I do believe it's a crime, when we investigate that, we get to see some of the most horrific images that the public never got to see. Even the ones that got leaked online, we see ones worse than that. And that takes a toll. I'm the owner of a lonely heart. Kath is the owner of a lonely fart. But those images take a toll. So let's have a night off. Let's have a night off to celebrate Lisa Goddard. Is Lisa Goddard still around?
I think so.
What's she up to? I always used to confuse her with Jane Asher.
Why? They look completely different.
No, they don't. They've got boobies and yellow hair.
Wow. No, Jane Asher has red hair.
No, she didn't.
Yes, she did.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Famously redhead.
Famously went out with Paul McCartney.
Red hair.
Not quite so famously. She's got yellow heads.
No. Anyway, Lisa Goddard's still alive.
Well, how old is she? I'm going to say... Oh, no. I'm going to say 67.
Incorrect data. 68.
1 year out. I bet she's still a fox. What's she doing these days? What was she, an actress?
Yes. Television and stage actress.
Good for her. Good for her.
And, of course, a former wife of?
Well, see, I want to say Alvin Stardust.
Correct.
But wasn't Jane Asher Alvin Stardust?
No.
It was Lisa Goddard, was it?
Yes.
That's why I confused them. They both went out with two of Britain's biggest rock stars.
Oh. He's dead, isn't he?
Paul McCartney, yeah, 1967, died in a car crash, replaced by a Scottish actor. Now, I've got lots of books waiting for me. A lot of books waiting for me. And one book I'm very excited about. This will, by the way, a little look on Digital Spy for the first time in ages. They're upset that they seem to think I was making jokes about Fred and Rose West. I would never do such a thing. So you guys on Digital Spy, you better retract that immediately. I'm gonna bury you in my walls. Joking, you see? We couldn't make a joke about Hillsborough.
What?
Don't tempt me. The daughter of Fred and Rose West fears they murdered up to 30 more victims. I've got the book. She's called Mae West, isn't she? Horrified Mae West, 46. Imagine. Right, on a serious note now. Imagine being their kid. I mean, I don't know how long she was there. I know a lot of her. Some of their kids were murdered and were raped. I don't know. We may find out as the story goes on in here, but how long she was around or whether she kind of left I don't know. But imagine. I'll tell you why this is on my mind. I was speaking to Luke Haynes, and he has worked. His first album was engineered by a guy, and you might recognise this name. His first album was engineered by a guy called Paul Gadd Jr.
Gosh.
Yeah. And his dad was obviously Paul Gadd, Gary Glitter. And he's disowned his dad and has nothing to do with him and hasn't for a long, long time. But you... it's got the same name, wow. But you imagine being the kid, and I think it's pretty fair to say that Gary Glitter and Rose West are probably, if you were compiling a list of the top 5 most hated Britons, they'd be in there.
Yep.
Definitely in the top 10, probably top 5. Right. So imagine that is your dad. Got nothing to do with what he did. Got the crimes, you can't. What is it? You can't blame the son for the crimes of the father, whatever. But absolutely nothing. You're as horrified as the rest of the nation, if not more so, if it's possible to be so, because it is your father. I don't think they had a particularly close relationship anyway, but it's your father. But how do you carry that around? How do you deal with that? I'm guessing there's a bit of therapy involved, but how do you deal with that? And also having the same name, that's got to be a tough old thing. And working in the music industry, that's a tough thing, isn't it?
Yeah. You'd change your name, wouldn't you?
You would think so, but then also, why should you? Why should you? Because you're not responsible. You didn't do what your dad did. No. You didn't do those things. It's like when it's in the jungle, slightly different. I was in the jungle with Stanley Johnson, and they wanted us to kind of have a bit of aggro from the lefties about Boris Johnson, and I said I can't, because he's not his son. I think his son's a dick, And I think Stanley's a dick, but for different reasons. Stanley is quite ecological. You know, he goes around the world talking about ecology and how we're damaging the planet and stuff. And I said, I can't blame him for his son's horrendous attitudes and things, you know. The daughter of Fred and Rose West fears they murdered up to 30 more victims. Horrified Mae West, 46, believes her evil parents never stopped killing. Police uncovered several mutilated... This is pretty grim, but of course it's grim. We're talking about the Wests. Police uncovered several mutilated female bodies, including Mae's sister, from the garden and cellar of the family home in Cromwell Street, Gloucestershire. Now Mae has written a book called Love As Always, Mum. The true... Did we try and get her on?
I think we did.
Do you want to try again now that the male exclusivity has broken? We might get a slightly more favourable thing. I'm happy to go and meet her, obviously. Something like that. Sometimes getting them on the phone or getting them in the studio is not the most... not conducive to having a good old chat. I'm happy to go and meet her over a coffee or something. It details her life growing up with the wicked pair. That's a slight understatement, Daily Star. She told Good Morning Britain's Susanna Reid... Can I just say, by the way, in a world of arseholes on television and on the camera and behind the camera in television, Susanna Reid is an absolutely delightful, wonderful human being, and the world is a better place having her on telly. I think she's great. She's so nice. She told Good Morning Britain, Susanna Reid, she always knew her father could not be trusted. Mae said, sometimes he was funny and we'd look forward to him coming home from work. But he was definitely strange. If you knew he was coming home... I mean, listen to this. If you knew he was coming home, you'd have jeans on, go to bed fully dressed, because he would just come into your room. Fred, 53, hanged himself while on remand in Birmingham prison in what year?
God, 1992?
95.
Oh.
95. After confessing to killing 12. Later that year, Rose was convicted of 10 murders and now 64 is serving a whole life sentence in Low Newton Prison, County Durham. But Mae is convinced there are more victims of the couple. Speaking of her dad, she said, people ask, do you think he stopped? And I think he just stopped using the house. Asking if there could have been more victims, she replied, I don't know. They do say they never stopped, although altogether maybe 30 more. Though Mae is now happily married with 2 children, she admitted that her family past still haunts her. I bet. Listen to this.
But you remember that book that we both read, Happy Like Murderers? The way those children were terrified in their own homes, something else.
Listen to this. This paragraph is quite incredible. She told how her 23-year-old daughter was at a Halloween party when 2 revellers turned up dressed as Fred and Rose. First of all, what are the chances? Secondly, wow. That has got to be for your grandparents to be so enmeshed in British folklore. They're part of folklore now. In the same way that the Moors murders are, the same way that Jack the Ripper is. They're part, and I know it's still very recent, but they're part of it now. She's never really talked about it, Mae said. She just said, oh, good for her. She never really talked about it, Mae said. She just said, you'll never guess what, they came as your mum and dad. Well, good for her. But Mae's youngest son still does not know the truth about his grandparents. She said, he's never really asked me. I definitely want to wait until he's older. Yeah. Detectives have always suspected that the West were responsible for more unsolved murders because of gaps in their killing spree. Yeah, of course they were. You know, the cowardly scumbags they are. He hanged himself and she's never going to tell. And she's living it up. Yeah, I got that book. I've got to finish the Carly Simon book. Then I want to read the Robin Williams book. Then I want to read the Bruce Lee book. Then I want to read that. I want to read that. Man alive. You right?
Yeah, no, I'm just composing this email.
Okay. Another hour to go before Paul Ross comes in. Well, we've done 2 hours.
I know.
We're making it hard on ourselves tonight, guys, and we'll stick with this until 1 o'clock. Normally, about this point, we go, let's do calls straight to air, but I'm keen to stick with this till 1 o'clock. The 2 calls we've had have been absolutely blinding. So it is brand new callers only tonight, and we're always aware when we set this challenge for ourselves that it means we don't get that many calls, but the calls we get are absolutely golden. I just thought today would be a fun thing to do. So 0344 499 1000 0344 499 1000. Calls cost you pennies at most. You'll speak to James, he'll give you a call back. But for the next hour, we are only taking calls from people that have never phoned the radio show. This is the Late Night Alternative, weeknights from 10 with Iain and Kath on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Four 499 1000. That's Maxine Brown. I just found that on my iTunes. I have no idea how that got there. That's Maxine Brown and the song Stop. And I'm just thinking, who the hell is Maxine Brown? I don't know who this person is. And so I just Googled her. She's still around, 79 years old. Maxine Brown began singing as a child, performing with New York-based gospel groups. I never heard of her. All backing for vocals for Maxine Records were the Sweet Inspirations, Elvis's backing group, plus Ashford and Simpson. But then that isn't even listed as... I'm looking at the singles. Oh, Hit Records. That isn't even listed as a song. I don't know anything about her. Here's the thing. I like soul music. Do you like a soul music? Yeah. But I don't really know much about it. It's a kind of a very broad genre, and I don't really know much about it. But when I hear stuff like that, I think, man, thank God I'm alive. Thank the Lord I'm alive. Because that kind of music is great. 0344. I'm not going to even give out the phone number. No one's calling in, and that's fine, because we've set the bar high today. New callers only. Brand new callers only. Not newish. Not people who've called 2 or 3 times before. Not people who haven't called me for 10 years. Brand new callers. You must never have called in. And we've had 2 calls. But I've got to say, what a 2 calls they've been, haven't they? You can call in about anything. If you're waiting for the for the question, if you're waiting for the hook, there ain't one. You can call in. I've sent Kath off to get a little bit of chocolate because she's tired. You tired?
Yeah, I really am.
You look a bit pale. Is everything all right?
I feel very well. I'm all right.
What's wrong?
Just feel a bit faint.
Do you want? Well, tell you what. Forget this. I got this.
It's fine. I'm all right.
You look very pale. You look like you're about to faint.
I'm okay.
No. But I'm serious. You look very pale. Piles. I can see your piles. You look very piles. You look very pale, and your eyes are very black. Go and get some fresh air. Go and get some fresh air, or
All
go
right,
and have
Dad.
a little. No, I'm being serious because you've got a long drive home.
I know.
Go and get some fresh air, or go and have a lie down
Let me. Yeah. Okay.
because you look terrible.
Thanks.
And I'm saying that as your best friend. You look rough as arseholes. You see how quickly she abandoned me there. Not a thought for the show. This is why we don't know why I'm not up for awards this year, because her attitude sucks. I'm teasing. Come on. And she just went again. Her attitude is I'm teasing. Go on, go. Straight away, she just turns and goes. Her attitude towards this show, her dedication is awful. Hey, Joe.
Come on. And she just went.
God, here we go. This is it. Well, it's after midnight. It's the freak zone. Hello, Joe.
Hello.
Have you
I'm
been
a freak?
Sorry?
I'm a freak in the freak zone.
We've spoken before, haven't we?
No, we haven't. So your chap that I just spoke to said that we had spoken before.
Yeah.
I have spoken to James, but
Okay.
I've never spoken to
Oh,
you.
in that case, my chap, I'm going to slap my chap on his chaps.
It's okay. I corrected him, and he was fine about it.
No,
We'll
I
just
still
put him in
think
his place.
physical violence is the only way for kids to learn
I think
these days.
he may learn. I think he may learn if you do that.
How you doing, Joe? You all right?
I'm good, thank you.
What are you doing up at 10 past midnight on a Tuesday night, Wednesday morning?
Well, I'm a little bit sad because I meant to tune in earlier. However, I got pulled into a television programme called Naked Attraction.
Oh, we had a few people tweeting us about Naked Attraction is on. This is the show for sexual deviants.
It's really very odd and very uncomfortable viewing, and I was hiding behind the pillows and thinking, it's just not normal, is it?
Have you not seen it before?
Well, I've kind of turned over, and I've but I haven't.
Well, that's what they do in the show. They have to turn over.
Yes, they do. They turn round and wiggle things and show people piercings that you'd never think existed. Yeah. So I sat and watched this programme in its entirety and decided it was not for me.
You watched the whole thing, you mucky pup.
I did.
Kath's back.
I really did.
Kath's favourite show. She wants to go on there.
I do not want to go on there.
I felt like I needed to somehow validate myself, and so I was sitting there and going, well, I'm good at that bit. That bit, I'd be okay, but that bit, Marie, not so much, but yeah.
So for those who don't know, you get it's like 5 people. So it's like a dating show. So you'll have and they do gay and straight and bi couples as well. So you get a woman come out and. Is she
No,
clothed?
she's clothed at
She's
first.
clothed at the start, and she might be looking at blokes, or she might be looking at girls, or she might be looking at a mixture of blokes and girls, right? Which is great. I think that's really that part's cool, and I don't know any other dating show that's done that. And then, but these 5 people that she's looking at are in pods, and they're naked,
coloured pods.
different colour pods, and then the pods rise up, so you don't see their dicks and fannies. Sorry, you don't see their winkles and their fannies.
No, I think they do bums first, don't they?
No, you do. No, straight away.
Straight away you go to
straight in with full frontal, bottom half nudity.
Just like when I go on dates.
Yeah. Oh, honestly, just like when you go on dates, Ian. It's exactly the same thing.
And everything is on display.
The whole thing. And actually, today it was quite amusing because it was a gay chap, and he was looking for another gay chap, obviously. And one of the guys that made it down to the final 2 was the guy that had quite clearly the smallest penis.
Oh, well, that's romance.
Oh, do you know, I was really quite taken aback by his generosity.
Well, maybe he's got a tiny, maybe that's,
But they're just judging it on that. So you can't even say, well, he's judging it because of his lovely personality, or because it is purely on aesthetic.
And also,
nothing else.
Also, as well, we all know this, ladies and gentlemen, that you cannot tell what a penis is going to look like when it's on the slack. Because some grow a little bit and some grow a lot. And that's true, isn't it?
Well, no, but if it's a toadstool, you might as well forget it.
All right, stop mocking Trump.
If it's like Donald Trump's toadstools, yes. And it's supposed to be in a Mario game.
Can I tell you, because I'm a little bit late to the what's her name, Trumpy Daniels?
Stormy Daniels.
Mm-hmm. Can I give you my thoughts on it now? Right.
Yeah.
The first I thought, that's funny. I don't think body shaming in any way is cool, and I don't think dick shaming is a cool thing. I don't think that's cool.
I don't think it wins you any supporters.
No, because some men have big willies and some men have small willies, and and there will be men that have small willies that are anti-Trump that'll be seeing that and going, the joke is about small. The joke now about Trump is he's got a tiny willy. I've got a tiny willy, and I'm ashamed of it anyway. Do you know what I mean?
I'm with you on that, and I actually don't think. I think when you lower things to that lowest common denominator, you're kind of losing your argument, aren't you? Really?
But she never asked to be a spokesperson for what is fair in conversations about sex. She's in an industry where you are judged absolutely on
the size of your penis. That's what she judged.
Also, she's got some quite racist views as well. So
has she?
Yeah. She's not being held up as she's not stood up there as a role model, is she? She's been dragged into it.
Well, there may be. Coach, then she can say what she wants to say, but then maybe it's our responsibility as the press, which I guess we are, and human beings to not play into the.
See, I'm not in
laughter.
The press, so therefore
no, you're not.
I can quite legitimately imagine Donald Trump's penis as one of those little mushrooms in Mario Kart and feel no guilt about that whatsoever.
I can't play Mario Kart with my kids anymore. I can't do that now because the whole, and that's one of the greatest games of all time, Mario Kart, but the whole thing is ruined.
I know, but, that's all I can think of is those little toadstools.
Yeah.
There you go, there's Donald with his little spotty toadstool.
The thing is, though, right, so this has come out. This won't affect him. There is talk of, they've got a tape of him back in the day from a TV show outtake using the M word quite freely. That's the thing. And the thing is, and they're like, well, when this comes out, this will finish him. Nothing is going to finish him. He's going to get a second term. Because a lot of his supporters will be going, he's using the M word. He's taking that word back from the rap community. And, they are M words. Why can't we say M word?
I think if he's not impeached over the Russian stuff, then he will definitely get in for a second term.
He's
Definitely. So if they don't pull their socks up and do something pretty quickly, I think that's going to happen.
I think assassination.
I don't actually think that the other party have got anybody that is going to rival him at the moment, which is quite disconcerting.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's dark. Maybe
we should send Boris over there. Maybe we should sort of send Boris, and it'd be Boris versus Trump.
Boris Johnson, the mayor of Uxbridge. The MP for Uxbridge. God damn.
Yeah. Maybe we'll make him look slightly different. Put some bunches in his hair or something, and some ribbons.
That'd be lovely. Hey, Joe, listen. So, you speak to James a lot? What? Do you listen to this rubbish that we do, or do you kind of switch off at 10?
Oh, do you? I always listen to you.
Oh,
I
thank
always
you,
tweet you. I tweet you all the time.
Do you? Hang on, which Joe are you?
I'm Joe.
Oh, you're Joe! Oh, I didn't realise. I didn't realise.
I'm Joe of the healthcare background.
How's everything going? Because you've had a rough old time of it.
I have had a rough old time of it, and I have to say that listening to the show and some of the wonderful listeners on this show have been fantastic in rallying around and giving a bit of support, which has been really wonderful.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it has. It genuinely has been. And I think, the power of a community within a radio station shouldn't be underestimated.
Well, this is what we were talking about when we were doing a little talk at this radio conference thing yesterday. We were trying to get across, and we got a bit tongue-tied, but about how radio creates a community, or it can create a community that, in a way that television and newspapers can't do, and how you can harness that and what you can do to enhance it and use the power that creates, and you're living proof of it, man, because we saw you having a lousy time and we saw some people reaching out to you, and I'm glad things are on the
and
up.
dusted me down and gave me some really good advice, and advice that I've actually followed through, and just, I haven't taken
I'm sorry to hear that.
Right, I'm going to do something.
You followed through.
I have.
You followed through?
Well, I followed through. Yeah, that's regular. It's just one of those things. I'm a woman of a certain age.
Hey, I like your, as the Americans would say, I like your bangs.
My bangs?
Your bangs. That's an American for fringe, I only found out in the last 6 months.
I have got a really good fringe.
You've got great bangs. As they,
I have got a good fringe. Occasionally it's wonky, and when I'm feeling a little bit frustrated with my life, I tend to take a pair of scissors to it myself.
Yes!
And then that's when it becomes very short.
They're good. As long as it's just your hair that you're taking the scissors to, that's all right.
Oh, yes,
fine.
it is. There are multiple things on social media about the traumas I've had with scissors and fringes.
Yeah. Hey, it's nice to speak to you, Jojo.
No, thanks very much for having me on your show.
It's a pleasure, and I hope you enjoyed your filthy, disgusting, perverted television dating show.
It was just an experiment. I just felt like I needed to, if ever my children bring it up with me.
You need to do a few more experiments over the next few weeks, I think, Joe.
I probably do.
Thanks for calling. There we go, you see. Thank you, Joe. There we go. She tweets all the time. Occasionally I tweet back, but I've been kind of watching that she's been having a rough ride of it last week and was very poorly. And she phones in. There you go. See, I like it when we do these shows. It's hard work, and I know you're not feeling particularly well. You're right.
I'm okay.
What's going on? What's going on now?
No, I'm just looking into the Stormy Daniels stuff, because I've been listening to... Tell you what I've been listening to.
Yeah. My dad wrote a porno.
No, the Old Pro podcast.
Okay. Sex workers.
Caitlin Bailey, she's an ex-sex worker, but they talk about...
Is she the one that you had on the show?
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Yeah, so, and they do mention her quite a lot, and obviously they're Team Stormy, but they have said, that she's not...
Yeah.
She's not Saint Stormy,
No,
she's got flaws like a lot of people.
Yeah.
But they did say something about her being racist. I'm trying to find the incident of it.
Okay. 0344 499 1000, brand new callers only. Please, this is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
Take a trip into the alternate reality of late night radio.
I think I'm in something like the Matrix, and so are you.
The Late Night Alternative.
Hello.
With Iain Lee.
Is there anybody out there?
On Talk Radio.
Hello.
0344 499 1000. New callers only tonight, please. And, yes. Michael Parkinson's themed show tonight. We started off talking about the coat hangers that Michael Parkinson claimed he'd left in my safe place. Then we talked about him writing Grain Chill and being on Give Us a Clue, and now we're talking about him being a miserable old git. Because that's what he is.
He does a lot of moaning, or maybe he just gets... his moans are the only thing that gets reported.
I'm Parky. Social media has made the traditional chat show a thing of the past, claims TV legend Sir Michael Parkinson. No, it hasn't. He says celebs give away so much on Twitter and Instagram, there's nothing left to talk about. Yes, there is. Parky, 83, who was the UK's king of chat. Come on, man. When was the coronation of that?
What about Wogan? He was a king of chat, wasn't he?
Oh no, Wogan was Wogan on TV was not good. He was a terrible interviewer. Famously.
I think Parky used to blow quite a lot of smoke on people's jacks.
Parky was rubbish, I think. Parky was not as good as people would have us believe. But Terry was famously... I think he was a terrible TV interviewer. Yeah, very... Didn't get anything. But Parky was just as soon as, Sammy Davis Jr. or Michael Bublé comes out, he's on his knees, undoing their belt, unzipping their thighs, pulling their trousers and pants round, motioning for them to turn round, taking a drag on a cigarette, opening their buttocks.
All right, OK, we get the idea.
Blowing smoke right up Bublé's backside. Parky, 83, who was the UK's king of chat from 71 to 2007, said... Problem now is that the mystery and intrigue of fame have disappeared. Sounds a bit like Savile, because he's from the same area. Because of the electronic world we live in. This is how old he is. Because of the electronic world we live in. Dear God, man. It was electronic in 1971. Speak and Spell came out in 1974. I think. If that's true, then I'm good. Because of the electronic world we live in, they've been replaced by a familiarity that can often mean no matter what question you might pose to your guest, the viewer already knows the answer. This is bitter.
Yeah.
But he praised Graham Norton for keeping his Friday night show alive with a clever twist. Parky said, Graham has solved the problem by transforming the talk show into... That is not a bad Parky, is it? That is not a bad Parky.
No, but he slurs, he falls over his words
Graham
more.
has solved the problem by transforming the talk show into party with everyone included. That was it!
He runs his words together.
What was that?
He does that. Transforming the floor. He does that.
Graham has solved the problem by transforming the talk show into a party with everyone, including the audience invited. It was because of his rare talent for making his guests feel wanted and his ability to convince his guests, often reaching for the first time, they're lifelong buddies. He's not so much a talk show host, he's an illusionist.
Uncanny.
Well, joined now by Thomas Evans Jr. and Michael Bublé. Michael, that's about your new album. You sing the Sinatra songs. Sammy, you work with Sinatra. What was he like? What's he like? Oh, he's just about to jump out with my Frank Sinatra. Now I joined by Helen Mirren, lovely boobs.
Oh, he did say that.
He did.
He did, yeah.
He did.
He did, though, didn't he?
He did. Hey, I can do Michael Parkinson. This is great.
Well, I mean, that's a stretch.
He's joined now by Helen Mirren, lovely boobs.
I wouldn't take it on the road.
He's joined now by Sean Connery. He says James Bond. Did I miss a meeting? Michael Parkinson is saying we live in an electronic age? What is this? This guy, he lives in an electronic age. That guy is powered by batteries. You want him to interview somebody? You gotta shove a AAA up his ass. Did I miss a meeting?
Well, that guy again.
That guy, I got a feeling that guy's going to be hosting a whole show soon. My New York Jewish comedian, I want to call him Manny, but I don't want people to confuse him with our Manny.
No.
But that's the only name I got. Hey, guys! I'm Manny Leibowitz, and I'm here to say, did I miss a meeting?
Okay.
Manny Leibowitz?
We need to talk about this off air.
Yeah? You think this is a goer?
I don't
Think
know.
this has got legs? Manny Leibowitz got legs?
Yeah, I don't think we should.
Okay. Yeah, don't think we should do it on air. You're right. We'll have this conversation off air, because I think this could be the next big thing.
Wow.
And then I can see the spin-offs. Manny Leibowitz writes a porno. Manny Leibowitz is the reluctant feminist. Etc., etc. You do the rest of the thinking. I'm not doing all the thinking for you. You go and do some thinking, you lazy gits. Don't. Manny Leibowitz says, don't miss a meeting!
Wow. These meetings, they sound a hoot.
Hang on a minute. Let's just... Okay, let's I don't know what this is. I'm just going to try something here. Oh, ignore that. Sorry?
Google's now stopping me from searching for things because I've put Stormy Daniels in too many times.
Wowzers.
I think the man's getting involved.
Hang on a minute.
It's Trump.
That was not me. Okay, so what we're going to do is I think I can make myself... Okay. What? Did I miss a meeting? I know what I'm doing tomorrow. So that's how every episode of this sitcom in 1980...
my fourth year and
Sorry?
I'm like...
That's how every episode of his sitcom ends. Wait, he walks in. Wait a minute. Did I miss a meeting? Shut up. Cocker up, Jarvis and Bez in TV hunt riot. Well, I think there's a little bit of hyperbole in this headline. A bargain hunt episode starring Jarvis Cocker and Bez had to be reshot after the pair had a fight. I've had a fight with Bez. Very few people I would use the C word to describe. Bez is one of them. Very, very unpleasant to me.
Challenging.
No, he was really nasty to me, and he had a go at me for something that wasn't my fault. I think it was a couple of years, but at least several months after it happened, while he was off his face, he had a go at me. I've told you this story, haven't I?
Yeah.
So rude, and to the point where he's just jabbing me with his finger, and I went, do you know what? I'm out of here. And I said goodbye to my mate, and I went, I'm out of here. Bye. Yeah, you effing go, you effing scumbag.
Wow.
Horrible man. Horrible man. Maybe he's changed. I don't know. It was years ago, but I found it thoroughly upsetting. A bargain hunt episode starring Jarvis Cocker and Bez had to be reshot after the pair had a fight. In a celebrity edition to mark... In fact, why am I even talking about Bez? I don't like the man. Let's play that trail now, James.
The radio show where the owls are not what they seem.
Do you or have you ever watched Twin Peaks?
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
They could be dreaming and meeting each other in their dreams.
On Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. New callers only half an hour of the show. We've had 3 calls and they've all been absolutely blinding. Paul Ross is on 1 o'clock. Always a pleasure to listen to Paul Ross. Over in here. Oh yeah, very excited at the prospect of this Sally Field book. Are we getting sent a copy?
Yeah,
of it?
we are getting sent copies.
Are we getting sent Sally Field?
Well, she's coming over in a month, and they said if she can, she'll talk to us.
How awesome! I mean, she'll be on Jonathan Ross or
Of
Graham
course.
Norton. She'll be doing that stuff. So we may not get Sally Field, but I've always thought Sally Field is brilliant, like a funny, sharp actor. And B, she's beautiful. You know. And she's got a book out in pieces here we go, published by Simon & Schuster. Of course, we all know who the Simon in Simon & Schuster is, don't we? Sorry? Let's try that again. In Pieces by Sally Field is published by Simon & Schuster.
It was Carly Simon's dad, but he doesn't own it. Didn't own it.
No, okay. We all know who the Simon in Simon & Schuster is.
Yeah.
Don't we?
Well, I do.
Go on then.
Carly Simon's
Well, you
dad.
didn't. Who's this? You froze.
Well, because it's a sore point, isn't it, for her? Because the company got... What? Go on.
No. The question wasn't, can someone please give me the historical ownership and transactions of who owned the title of the company Simon & Schuster? It wasn't that. It wasn't, can I see the documents? Sit back. This could be a good 10 minutes.
No, could you not mention me? I'm not feeling very well.
The question
and someone's going to get hurt. And let me tell you, it's not going to be me.
The question wasn't, can someone please show me the financial holdings and the tax returns of the publishing company Simon & Schuster for the last 70 years? No. The question was, who is the Simon in Simon & Schuster? It is Carly Simon's dad. She was the flying nun, wasn't she? Okay, all right, okay. I'm. Here's the thing. I'm a very sensitive man, and I can pick up. I know women's needs. I know what a woman wants.
Yeah, I need you to lay off.
I'm talking, love.
Whoa!
And I know what a woman wants, and
Yep.
what you want is, well, in the old days we'd say a darn good slap. But no, it's the old days. I'm saying in the old days. What you need now?
Karate chop you in the windpipe.
What you need now is to just behave yourself.
Not yours.
She had the 60s sunniest smile. Well, that's a stupid sentence. That's how this Sean Hamilton, assistant editor, features starts the introduction to this review of the Sally Field piece. She had the 60s sunniest smile? Doesn't make sense. and her talent saw the all-American teen TV star grow up to win 2 Oscars. But now, age 71, Sally Field has finally revealed the anguish behind that famous girl-next-door smile. The actress, best known for her roles in Forrest Gump and Mrs. Doubtfire. No, I would say the box set that I had to watch loads of called Brothers and Sisters. And she was in one of the Cannibal Run movies, wasn't she? I just feel like the air is being sucked out of the show. Just because suddenly I'm like, I'm really tired. I've got quite a long drive back home.
Yeah.
Might have to stop off at a petrol station. Here's the weird thing. This is nuts, right? So, when I lived in Windsor and Slough, I'd drive back home on the M4, okay? And near Hammersmith, going to get a little bit London-centric, guys. 03444991000. Do you know a town? And would drive back on the M4 and would stop at a service station in Hammersmith, right? And so for the last 2.5 years, I've been stopping at this service station at Hammersmith, and would sometimes get sweeties, get sandwich, maybe get some milk, whatever. And now my new journey to the farm, I don't go that way. I kind of go out on the A40, which sort of runs parallel, but is north of it, and before turning off and going through the country lanes, right? And the other day, I stopped at a service station on the A40.
Right.
Right. And I walked in. And I walked in and I stopped. I went, this is weird. But honestly, I'm thinking, it was identical in its layout, identical to the other one, identical, right? So I knew where everything was because it was identical. And I spent a lot of the time in there going, am I on the M4? Is this the M? And I was in there going, I was just looking around. It was like I was tripping, or I'd just been in a time machine or something.
Or in one of those dreams. Where...
Yeah, and I'm looking around, going, "Is this?" Right, if I look over there, that's where the frozen section is. There, I'm thinking, I don't think I've ever been in here. Obviously, it was just done out exactly the same. That is nuts, man. It blew my mind, and I was just thinking, am I going the wrong way home? What is this? I thought it was. Thought it was worth saying. It turns out it wasn't. Well, you can all kiss my ass.
I enjoyed it. Did you hear about woolly mammoths?
Oh, no, go on.
Woolly mammoths.
Willy mammoths, more like.
Could return to roam in Ice Age Park within 10 years thanks to cloning project.
Yeah, they found some of their DNA, didn't they?
Yeah.
That was a while ago they found it.
And they've been talking about this for a while, haven't they?
Do it. Man up and do it.
So this is in the Mirror. Mammoths died out around 40,000 years ago, but scientists believe they can bring them back by cloning DNA material from remains of the giants found in permafrost. Oh, flipping out. Look at the state of that, though. That looks like, remember when we went to that the Tring Museum and some of the early taxidermy?
Yeah.
Where the monkey had obviously been remade up by someone who'd never seen a monkey before.
Yeah.
That's what that mammoth looks
like.
Well,
screw this rubbish. Why are we bringing back woolly mammoths? Why don't we bring back Elvis and Bruce Lee? Marilyn Monroe. Let's get some real talent. Let's get some real talent back in Hollywood where it belongs and in the recording studio.
If you clone them,
laugh at the ridiculousness of that.
If you clone them,
yes. Are
you guaranteed to get like the same talent, same voice back, or could it just be someone that?
No, it'll be Elvis. Look at this, Lane. Lane, you're an idiot. I once DJed with Bez and got high with him in the flat downstairs at my last place. Oh, so you didn't get high with him in your place because you're too much of a pussy case. Your mum came in and smelt it. Smelt the drugs. Seam tops. Trust me, he was an arse. Never met such an unpleasant man with a dark vibe. No, you would get Elvis. You'd get Bruce, as I call him. You'd get Mazza, Mahmood, fake shake. Let's clone the fake shake. Let's clone Mazza Mahmood, the fake shake. If we get, some of the great stories that Mazza Mahmood made up and forced people to say, if we had 10 Mazza Mahmoods, we'd have 10 of those stories every week. You'd have one doing a sting in a hotel in Birmingham. You'd have one doing a sting in a hotel in Southampton. You'd have one doing a sting in a hotel in Cardiff, all at the same time. On Bruce Lee, on Elvis, and on Mazza Monroe. This is great. I want cloned Mazza Mahmoods doing stings on cloned Bruce Lee's, Elvis Presley's and Marilyn Monroe's. Let's bring back glamour into Hollywood.
Could work. We should write to the Mirror. They'll write it.
Let's bring back glamour and karate into Hollywood. Can we? That's what's missing.
This is another one of these stories, this woolly mammoth story about, well, we could do it. They won't.
Well, let me give you a science story that actually could happen.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, go on.
The regional government in far eastern Yakutia...
It's not a place.
...has given experts the go-ahead to try to clone the beasts for a Jurassic Park-style reserve. Have they not watched those films?
Well, what you need if you're going to a Jurassic Park-style ice reserve is you need this. Scraping the ice from car windscreens is one of the curses of winter, but it could soon be a thing of the past. With new technology that reduces the build-up of ice by 90%. The way this is achieved is by putting toxic chemicals into the water system so that when they are absorbed by the clouds and then turn into ice, it melts. This will make all of the water on Earth poisonous, but we will not have ice on windscreens anymore, says Colin Fernandez.
Worth it.
Some of that is made up. Let me read it again and see if you can spot the difference. Scraping the ice from car windscreens is one of the curses of winter, but it could soon be a thing of the past with new technology that reduces the build-up of ice by 90% without heat or chemicals. It should be with neither heat nor chemicals. The technology could also be used on aircraft wings, reducing delays that occur when they freeze up, and roads. It's being developed at Virginia Tech in the US, and while it is currently being applied to aluminium, scientists say it could work with any surface. The new surface contains a microscopic array of elevated groove. What's wrong with just putting the heater on? And if you feel like, if you've got a glove and you've got a scraper, go out and do it. If you've got a tin of Golden Virginia, use that. Otherwise, just sit in there and wait.
I've got a glove with a scraper attachment that my mum bought me.
Wow.
Yes. Don't know where it is, but I've got one.
This is the thing as well. You buy scrapers every year. But the thing, I always buy the cheap ones from the garage so they break. And then after like 2 days, it's like, where did I put that? And I never know where they are. Who cares? Who cares? It's life. What you do, this is what everyone does, right? When it's frosted up, you put the heating on until you get tiny, tiny little window, and then you just drive looking through that. That's what you do. It's the safe way to do it. That's boring. Here we go. And this bit's good. The scientists say the material used could be virtually anything. Farzad Ahmadi, a doctoral student, doctoral isn't even a word, so this guy's a fraud, at Virginia Tech said, frosting is a big issue. Researchers have been working on the sole problem for years. Traditional approaches have relied on the application of antifreeze chemicals or energy inputs like heat. Who says energy inputs like heat? Even the age-old method of throwing salt down on roadways is essentially a chemical treatment. Salt isn't a chemical, it's a condiment.
Idiot.
that was the dumbest thing I think I've ever said. This guy's a jerk, and I hope his idea sends him bankrupt and means he can't feed his children. That's the least he deserves. Oh, I wasn't going to hit you.
The way you rolled that paper, I thought it was going to only be one use.
Talk radio, blah, 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 blah. Here we go.
Neon lit night talk for torch singers, trolley dollies, and train wrecks like me.
Never know just where the conversation will take you.
What I'm going to say sounds ridiculous.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
So, just very quickly, Neil Hamburger. I'm trying to get Neil Hamburger on the show, okay? He doesn't reply to emails very often. But he has got a new album out. The album is out now, I've just found out. And Kath and I got to hear a track from it last week.
It's excellent.
Because he sent it to us. It's his cover of Paul McCartney's song from the London Town album, Wings album, Backward Travelling. I just thought I'd play a bit of it to you, because it's now officially available. So this is Neil Hamburger. It's from the album Still Dwelling, 12 New Songs of Love and Loss. Have a listen to this. I think you're going to like it.
Slang always, I'm my dear.
So that's coming out.
Wow. It's quite an oeuvre.
I think we just got the world premiere. What have you got, my dear?
Tinder can be a tricky game. So when one woman went on the perfect date, she thought that was it.
Tinder's the swipey one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it goes right if they're all right and left if you want to leave it.
Yeah, left would be the swipe away, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just doing it.
I think. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. When Alita Bryden got home in the early hours after a brilliant night out with her match, she was lying in bed and thought he was the one. Blimey. They'd been exchanging personal, intimate, yet so mundane messages for a while, but living 2 hours apart meant it was tricky to arrange a meeting. They talked about films they loved and exchanged step-by-step photos of the meals they prepared for dinner in the evenings.
Jeez.
Wow.
Step by step. Yeah, sure. If you've done a nice meal, send a picture of the finished product. Step by step.
And then finally their diaries matched up and they arranged to go for a drink. Writing for Mamma Mia, I don't know what that is, Alita said, I saw him confidently approaching me, striding past the Asian grocer, the dingy Chinese takeout.
What? Say that again. What?
I don't know what... These are all words, but I'm not sure they go together. Alita said, I saw him confidently approaching me, striding past the Asian grocer, the dingy Chinese takeout. Without saying a word, he laid his lips on me, laid his palm on my lower back and kissed me. It was happening. Everything was coming together. They had a great night out.
They were coming together?
No, they were in the street. They weren't doing that. They had a great night out and Alita went to bed filled with hope about the future. She even thought he was the one. When she woke up the next day, she looked at her phone, hoping to see a message from him. But there was another message instead. It said, stay away from my boyfriend.
Whoa, we're in trouble. Something's come along and it's burst her bubble.
Yeah.
Was that the end of that story?
That's the end of the story.
What?
So,
hang on a minute. You're telling me that there was a man on a dating app and he already had a partner? Mm-hmm. What the hell? They should put some kind of warning. Who is this scumbag?
I don't know, but imagine.
How could anyone do that?
He'd been sharing step by step, photographs of his dinners. Dirty dog.
Well, did he get...
No.
Okay.
But he did kiss her. The swine. So just be warned, everyone.
I think if I were to ever go back on the dating market... By the way, can I say thank you to all the women that have sent me emails asking me out on dates? One. Very nice lady, but can I just say, if I get a partner, it ain't going to be because someone sent me an email.
Although,
Huh?
you know...
Yeah.
You say that.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I really liked you in the jungle. Why don't we meet up?
It's like,
meet up.
You know, charities. Some charities think that it's the... No, come with me on this. Some charities think it's the ones who visit you most, the ones that get you money, because they'll turn up at the door and start saying...
Yeah.
You think, no, that's not how I choose. That's not how I choose who I make a regular financial commitment to. And the same should go with sexual partners.
Yeah.
So, well done.
Thank you.
But if you do get any emails, can I have a look before you delete them?
Oh, mate, of course you can. Yes, definitely. I'll forward them straight on to you. Here's another story by the same guy that wrote the last story from me. Well, have you got something? Because this is rubbish. All I've got is filler now.
Have you? I'll see if I can find
All
some
right,
filler
I'm going to do
too.
some filler. Are you average, reserved, self-centred, or a role model? I would say yes, I am. According to studies of 1.5 million people worldwide, all of us fall into one of these four personality types. OK, guys, it's a fun game we can play at home. Let's see which one of these fun types you fall into. Teenage boys are most likely to be self-centred, the least desirable type. Yeah, I don't desire teenage boys. What do you think I am? The American author says, while more women than men are likely to be role models. Bullshit. Name one female role model. You can't do it. Whereas I can name loads of men. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Fitting people into categories has taxed philosophers and psychologists. By the way, Sally says that wasn't the dumbest thing I've ever said. She said the dumbest thing you've said is, are gums made of plastic? That is not dumb.
We never got an answer to that.
No, exactly. When we get conclusive evidence, one way or t'other, fitting people into categories has taxed philosophers and psychologists for millennia. Oh, it hasn't. But the latest research published in Nature Human Behaviour thumb read, claims to have identified separate categories with our personalities falling into distinct groupings of traits. Professor Luis Amaral, one of the authors from Northwestern University, Illinois, said, personality types only existed in self-help literature and did not have a place in scientific journals. Now we think this will change because of this study. Okay, here we go. So 4 clusters emerge. You've got 4 clusters. Average. There's probably, I'd say this is you, Catherine, average. These people are higher in neuroticism and extroversion. I only paused there because it was neurotic, then it went on to the next line. So I just didn't know.
Tricky.
Yeah. Let me get you. Yes, caller.
Absolutely.
I didn't hear what they said, actually. I'm sorry. Call back again. We'll put you straight on.
They were doing the pranksters run-up, though. That's why.
Yeah, I just heard that. We've only had 3 calls now. The 4th call, I cut it off. Call in again, caller, and I'll take you straight. I'll take you straight to it. Average, Catherine. These people are higher in neuroticism, see, and extroversion. Extroversion. While low in openness. Researcher Martin Gerlach said, the typical person would be in this cluster. Women are more likely than men to be this type. So that's you. Average.
Thanks very much.
That's me being generous.
Gosh.
They don't have a below average. Don't have a below average category here. They seem to have missed that off. Because you'd be in that. Yeah.
Is there an arsehole category?
Why would you like to look into it?
I'm looking at one.
I'm not looking up at you because I don't want to see you with a mirror and your skirt hoiked up in the studio again. Because last time you did that, I had to clean up a very nasty mess.
That is slander.
Sorry, I'm thinking of my cat. Reserved. Wait a minute. Yes?
Absolute legends, both of you.
That's what we're going to do tomorrow, right? We're going to start all the phone calls with yes? Speak.
What?
What now? Yes? What now? Reserved. This type is emotionally stable but neither open nor neurotic. They are not particularly extroverted but are somewhat agreeable and conscientious. Here's me. Role models.
Oh, my God, really?
They score low in neuroticism and high in all other traits. The likelihood that someone is a role model increases dramatically with age. Well, I'm a young role model. Yeah?
Iain.
What is it now?
You're talking about personalities.
Yeah.
Have you... Ocean, is that what you're talking about?
What?
Because I was...
I haven't got Stoner on the list.
Anyone?
Sorry?
Have you ever interviewed anyone?
Have I ever interviewed anyone? No.
What I'm saying is I had a job interview ages ago, and I was warned about Ocean. It's, what is it, openness to new experience, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism.
Yep.
That's what they judge you on.
Okay, no, and whether you're sober or high?
Yeah.
Great, thanks for your call. Paul Ross is in the studio. Let's judge him on whether he's sober or high. Yeah, he seems all right.
I've had a extra strong mentholyptus and an airwave, those licorice ones.
You go steady.
I can't do those. No? I can't do that stuff anymore.
Oh, I love them.
I like having a clear nasal cavity, but it feels like they're burning away stuff that shouldn't be burned.
Yeah.
No.
Although I like that feeling. In fact, Carol McGiffin coined a great phrase when I worked with her many years ago on Talk Radio when the station was good the first time around.
Yeah.
She like to sniff at the barmaid's apron.
Yeah.
Often imbibe. Once or twice she came in and basically slept through the show. Once, memorably, I remember she was looking at me and she started to reach inside and sniffing her bra strap.
Oi!
And I said, what's going on? She said, I smell of curry. But every now and again, she'd take a whole week off. You see, Gav loves that kind of stuff, don't you?
I love Carol McGiffin.
Yeah, wonderful person. But she would every now and again have a whole week off, and then she'd say, I've come in with my new clear head. And that's how I feel when I have an extra strong mentholyptus, the new clear head.
Like Carol McGiffin after a week off.
With a curry-smelling bra.
What have you got on your show tonight?
We have got a wonderful author, brilliant woman, who's written the definitive book on of all things termites. Please don't detune. They're absolutely fascinating creatures.
Yeah.
There are 2,000 different species of termites.
Yes.
Some of the termite queens live for 20 years and will produce millions of offspring.
Spoiler alert, guys. They'll you're giving away a lot of the gold.
Listen, this is just scratching the surface, like the termites do.
Yeah.
And the other thing we're talking about is we're marking, of course, in November, the commemorating the 100th anniversary of the end of the Great War.
Yeah.
At the end of the Great War, there was an even bigger killer, which is believed claimed 100 million lives, the Spanish flu pandemic.
Of course, yeah.
We've got the leading experts on that talking to us about the latest research, including what they found when they dug from the permafrost the corpse of an Inuit woman on the shores of Alaska who still had the virus in her lungs.
Flipping heck.
Boom!
That's all coming up, isn't it? That's a night. Yeah, what do you want?
And the usual tosh.
What do you want, caller?
Ian, I find that quite insulting. You said spliff or high. I'm in recovery, mate. We've spoken.
I know, Ben. I know. I'm teasing. Come on.
You know it was me. So I'm just absolutely shattered, mate. The partner's in France for a week. And I've got a baby for a week. And it's
Well, listen, Ben. We got to go, man. Give us a call tomorrow.
Yeah.
How's it all? But you're good.
I'm just exhausted, mate.
Go to bed. Go to bed. Go to bed. Go and sleep. That's an order. That's not even a suggestion.
Cheers, Ben. Look after yourself.
Go to bed, Ben.
Yeah.
Ben, go to bed. All right, thanks very much.
That was Ben, was it?
That was Ben.
I thought it was first-time callers tonight, if he's called before.
I don't know how that snuck on there, but, that's...
That's one of the great Michael Jackson songs, isn't it, Ben, which is a love song to a rat.
Yeah.
The follow-up to Willard, that great horror. They never show those movies. I think maybe there's a copyright problem with the two of them. You should show them at your cinema club.
I remember... No. I remember seeing Ben as a kid and thinking, I didn't understand it.
That was very dismissive, that no.
He is, though. He's awful.
I've got very high standards, Paul. Anyway, on that bombshell...
Hey, have you listened to the show back tonight yet? I'm only saying.
We're done.